Welcome back to another episode of Cineverse. We've been gone for a couple weeks. It's been 2 weeks, I think, since our last show.
Gosh,
Well,
that's weird.
Yeah, we had it was 4th of July weekend,
Yeah.
so we took some time off. There
July
was
day.
plenty of things happening here while we were gone, but it's good to be back. Good to see everybody. Hello, everyone in the chat room. So much hype. Hello.
Hey!
Lots of hype.
Lots of hype, lots of love.
Yay.
Fun episode tonight. I guess it would have made more sense to talk about Comic-Con next week, but fuck it. We're talking about it this week.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
talk about it
right,
next week,
that's
Because
too.
why
right.
not? Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more things to talk about next week.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
we're definitely going to be talking about what's coming to Comic-Con. It's going to be a very busy, very fun weekend. We are full steam ahead on getting that mother effer going. We're going to be talking about Wonder Woman. Some very interesting tidbits about the Wonder Woman sequel came out.
Tora Flack says, this is my first time watching live.
Oh,
Yay,
welcome.
Thank you
Shout
so
out to
much.
Tori.
I recognize Tori
What?
Flack. She's a big
This is your
fan.
first time watching live?
She's a big fan.
Dang.
She's been following us for a while.
Dang.
That's crazy. So welcome.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much.
Oh, and also before we start, I have to give a thank you to somebody. I don't know if they're watching right now, but
yeah.
I wanted to show this off, guys. It's Pandar. If you're in the chat, it's Pandar. Thank you so much, and thank you, Erica, for delivering this to me.
I'm just the messenger.
You are the deliverer. Check this out.
I'm
It's
so glad I
Pandar
got to
sent
see
me-
you open it up. Oh my gosh.
It's Pandar said, I apologize for sending you the Angry Birds movie months ago. Hopefully this makes up for it.
What?
And this is a Spider-Man Mondo every costume poster.
Oh.
One of two.
Hector,
Nearly every
what's
costume.
what's your go-to?
Holy shit. Yeah, that's pretty much how I... Thanks, Adam. Thanks for setting that up for me,
No
Adam.
problem.
This is amazing, and it's got one of my favorite costumes that people don't talk enough about. Raise your arms a little bit here, Augie. I'm talking Old Man Spider right here. This is this really rad little reversible jacket. I don't think they can we get a this cam? There we go. This costume right there, you can't even tell. It just looks like Spider-Man, but it's like this sweet little jacket that like 50-year-old Peter Parker could like reverse, and then he just had the
That's
mask.
dope.
So this is awesome. So thank you so much. It's Pandar. It is epic. I agree. I'm gonna frame it. I'm gonna keep it in my apartment. Mondo print, baby. So thank you very much. Absolutely made up for. I was never mad at you for sending me Angry Birds. You didn't make that movie. You didn't write that movie. So yeah. Yeah.
I guess it should be noted too. A couple of people putting this out in the chat room. D23 Expo is this week.
Ooh.
I believe it starts
One of
on.
these years I'm gonna
Really?
go.
Yeah, I
One
think
of
it.
these
I think it
years.
starts on Thursday or Friday. So there's nothing nothing Star Wars related coming to Comic-Con or well, I guess I don't know. It's weird. I feel like Comic-Con and Disney, they don't really do anything for their movies like their Pixar movies.
Yeah,
You would think that they would do
boo.
something, but
Yeah.
there should be some
One
good
time they
stuff.
did like a Tron thing. That one time
Yeah,
like
they
Disney
did
had like a
Tron.
panel,
They
and
did
that's where they
Tron.
announced like Tron Legacy and
Yeah.
stuff.
Apparently at D23 they're going to do more announcements for Incredibles 2.
Okay.
There's going to
cool.
be some stuff
Ooh.
maybe for the new Toy Story movie. Star Wars will obviously have a presence. Based on trends, The Last Jedi, they'll probably just show a behind-the-scenes reel,
Yeah.
which, next week we'll end up watching that. So at least next week we will have plenty to talk about because we'll be kind of covering what happened at D23. Right now the details, we don't really know too many details.
Right now is news about the hype.
Yeah, it's all about the hype.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah,
see.
it's
We'll
all
see
in
what happens. We'll see what
anticipation.
comes out of D23. We're also going to watch a few trailers, talk about what's coming on Blu-ray, and obviously what's coming out in theaters. I would say July is probably one of the strongest months for movies. Last month, really the only movie I really cared about was Wonder Woman and Baby Driver.
Mhm.
This month, I feel like it's week after week of movies. We had Spider-Man:
Yeah.
Homecoming. We got Valerian. We've got Dunkirk. We got War for the Planet of the
Oh,
Apes.
man, that's right.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really good month for movies. I
Yeah.
can't wait. All the buzz on these movies has been very, very positive. Valerian, I would say, is the most mixed, but it's still actually pretty good for the most part.
Cool.
So I'm super
Yeah,
excited.
that's true.
Yeah,
true.
very true.
Yeah, go ahead.
Housekeeping stuff? Oh, wait. What else? What else do you have to say?
Tipping incentives for tonight. Well, we'll turn it over to Lucas and he can talk about that stuff.
Lucas!
Lucas.
Our favorite Lucas.
Yo.
Lucas, you
what's
ready to
up,
party?
Y'all? I'm ready to party. Are you guys ready to party?
Yeah, we like to
We're
party.
already partying, dude. You're behind.
Hey!
We like to party.
It's
Behind.
Nobody parties but me.
Lucas!
How's it going, guys? My name's Lucas. Hi. There's your camera. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find my camera. It's hidden under a monitor. How's it going? So, my name's Lucas. This is Cineverse. This is our Hyper RPG movie talk show. Tonight, Cineverse is a really cool show where you can tip to support the show. What the hell are you doing
What
back
the?
back
Wait, if
here?
Augie's over there, then
That doesn't make sense. You can tip to support this show, which we like to basically. We are a channel that runs off of your support. We're sort of like a live Kickstarter, but with your tips, we like to give back to you, so you can tip and we will do things for you. What the? Okay. So for $10 tips, oh my goodness, for $10 tips, you can submit a trivia question. Any movie trivia question you want, just submit your trivia question in the chat. We will record it. We will take note of your trivia question. You can whisper us the answer, and we will have a little trivia game at the end of the show. Oh my gosh. For $25, you can tip to do a Cineversus. So this is sort of like a this versus that related to movies. A good example, I guess, would be like, what's the best Spider-Man costume in movies? The Sam Raimi take, or the recent Spider-Man Homecoming take, or the Amazing Spider-Man movies. So that's an example right there for $25. We will pause. We will talk about that. Now we are going to do something different this week. We've sort of heard that please stop interrupting the show with sounds, which I get that. In those interstitials where we cut back to me and I thank people and I sort of keep the structure of the show and I go over those topics, I will then ask your question to them so that we don't have to sidetrack a conversation that's currently happening. But anyway, are you guys ready to get into the news?
Yes,
Absolutely.
totally. Who are all those
100%.
Handsome and attractive people behind you? That was crazy. They really
Oh,
good.
so
Yeah.
weird.
Kitchen
What's
seems
happening?
busy tonight.
I don't think anybody else is here.
Weird.
Oh, okay.
Spooky.
That right there, that's Mr. Matt Acevedo. He's going to be taking down your trivia questions.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, not like take you down, but like, is that? Yeah, that's not what you're doing, Matt. Matt, you got to copy down the questions. No, you have to. This is Alex, and Alex made our sub sound. He makes a lot of our sounds on the channel.
And he cooks good
Yeah.
burgers.
And
Yeah.
he cooks good burgers.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the news, guys. Topic number 1. According to the Wrap and Screen Rant, Wonder Woman is heading to the 80s to battle the Russians for Wonder Woman 2. Rumor has it that Steve Trevor could return. Spoiler, he's dead. Patty Jenkins and Jeff Johns are currently hashing out the story. So what do you think? Could an official announcement be made at Comic-Con? And why fight the Soviet Union in the 80s? What significance will this have in the DCEU? You have 7 minutes on the clock. Get going.
Dang. Okay. So first of all, I don't know anything about what the Russians were doing in the 80s.
Oh, no! It started in World War II,
I know
and it
there
ended
was,
in '91.
I know there was
There's a
stuff
lot.
going on.
Oh, you would know about.
Oh, I would
that.
know.
Yeah.
But
They
yeah.
invaded my country.
Okay, Adam.
Yeah.
Adam, school us a little bit. Why
Well,
would
I
it be?
mean-
Why would it be important in the 80s specifically?
Well, that's the interesting thing is like that's the big question, right? It's like why in the '80s the
Yeah.
Soviet Union had been around for decades,
Yes.
and they had been doing all these different things, implementing the Communist Party into various countries around Europe and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, generally, the 80s is considered the height.
It is, and a lot of crazy
War.
things started happening towards the end of the Soviet Union's kind of regime.
Yeah.
And then once they fell, a lot of other things had sort of like my country, for example, Czech Republic was occupied by the Communist Party until 1989, and then the people in the country started revolting, and then 91 when it fell. By
Mhm.
93, the country had split into two and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of history. So I think maybe because of the fact that it's probably the closest time period to when some of these heroes are kind of in their prime.
Are they?
Superman at that point would have been a young kid. He would have been
Right.
probably like a babe, like
It-
really
it's-
young kid.
Yeah.
It makes
Batman
sense.
would have been a teenager.
Yeah, it
and
makes
he
sense
probably would have
historically.
just been going off to do his training. As
It makes
Batman.
sense
Yeah.
historically for like the USSR and for the Soviet
Yeah.
like enemies that they're fighting, but it
Right.
doesn't. To me, it doesn't make sense for Wonder Woman because what they've established
Right,
in this
right.
universe up to this point, Wonder Woman says in Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice, "I hid away from humanity for 70 years" or something. Like she says something along those lines. She says like, "I went through something and then I decided to hide from humanity."
Right.
And so she's and then like the
Why
Wonder Woman
this?
movie kind of goes
Interesting.
against that because it shows that
Yeah.
she's active in Paris at the end of the film in the present day. If the movie
Well-
was hinting at the fact that it was Superman's sacrifice when he fought Doomsday that is what that inspired her, Wonder Woman the movie didn't really go into that. It didn't really
Right.
like state that was the reason for it, and it kind of hinted that Wonder Woman just remained secretly active all of these decades.
Mhm,
So there's
mhm,
this kind of like I don't know if they're trying to like clear stuff out for the time. It's not
Right.
a timeline in the past that I'm necessarily interested in this
Carter,
world.
Iron brings up a good point. Russia is causing issues today, just like they were back then. So it's relevant.
You know, I mean, a lot
why not
of
set it
the
today?
a lot of the you know, sort of thrillers from that era, from the 80s, set in the 80s about the Cold War,
Mhm.
have to do with espionage.
Totally.
And so, if indeed she had a part in that, it would have been covert ops.
Yeah,
so that's something
what
to
I'm
consider.
thinking.
But she herself said
She's not
that
a covert op,
she,
though.
she
Yeah.
said herself that she does that. She's a diplomat, usually on missions of
Right.
peace. It's possible that she is not actually. They say in the article that she's actually battling the Russians,
Mhm.
but it's entirely possible that it could be an otherworldly threat. She might
Mhm,
not have
mhm.
had.
Oh,
a
it'll
part
most
in
definitely
human
be.
affairs.
It'll most definitely they'll
Does
reveal
she
something
specifically say
like
70 years?
Gorbachev was actually a Greek
Yeah,
god of
exactly.
war or
Exactly.
something. They'll
Yeah.
do something.
I
but-
wouldn't. So with this being said, if they do plan on doing this, I hope the third one catches up to maybe a future exploit, because I wouldn't
think
want
so.
Wonder Woman to be like the Uncle Rico of the DCEU and be like, if Coach would have put me in back then, we would have won state.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
she's just remembering all the things that she did back in the past.
Mhm.
You know, I want her to be current. I don't really
Mhm.
mind this. It's just what you said, Erica. If I remember correctly, the Cold War didn't actually have a war. Like there wasn't.
I mean, there was
That-
no front
fighting.
line.
yeah, there was,
There
that's
was
why
no
it was
front
called
line.
Cold
Yeah.
War. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And so I'm having a hard time figuring out where she fits into the whole thing.
I
Yes,
would
she does
rather
diplomatic things, but I don't want to watch Wonder Woman being diplomatic.
Yeah, just like the X-Men movies, which are hit and miss, and I liked X-Men Apocalypse but didn't love it, and I really liked X-Men Days of Future Past, and I really dug X-Men
Mhm.
First Class. Those are all in the 60s, 80s, and 90s. And it's like, no matter how good those movies are, it's still not in the present
70s and
day.
80s.
70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
relevance to me that's missing. There's an urgency and a modern relevance that's
Right,
missing. I
right.
want Wonder Woman to be able to walk outside and have it be 2019 or whenever her next movie comes out. You know what I mean?
Right,
And be like, this is
exactly.
in today's time,
Right.
and I'm fighting evil in this form or whatever in today's time, to just be like a, you know, because if she's on the Justice League in the modern day, it's like I want to follow that character. I want to keep following that character. If they're doing this to avoid like, oh, we're not doing what Marvel did with Captain America, it's like too late. You guys are going to be doing what each other's doing. You're doing superhero movies.
Right.
That's what Marvel Comics and
Right.
DC Comics do. Y'all do characters that dress up in colorful costumes and fight bad guys. There's going to be some overlap. Don't worry about not doing what Marvel did. They did one movie set in World War II, and then in the second Captain America, he's in 2014.
Right, exactly.
And they did one movie in World War I for Wonder Woman. I'm like, put the next movie.
Modern
we
day.
want Wonder
Modern
Woman
day.
today.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
want her now, today.
I really like period pieces. Actually, you know, Captain America: First Avenger was one of my favorite of the Marvel films, and Wonder Woman was fantastic. I really do love when they set it in those eras, when they can make them sort of genre-y films and lean into it very hard. However, I think you're right. I want to see Wonder Woman in present day, and plus, the more that you put stuff in the past, the more it kind of tangles up the timeline, and
Right,
you're like,
right.
oh, well, we'll never see this character again because they'll be dead by the time
Right.
she gets to modern times.
Or old. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And don't bring back Steve Trevor. What are you doing? Don't
no,
do that.
don't bring him back.
Yeah.
That's
Plus,
number
shouldn't-
one. Don't do
shouldn't
that.
Shouldn't Batman be doing espionage stuff? He's
Not
the
at that
Yeah.
point.
He's
not
a
in the
teenager.
80s.
He's a detective.
young, but yeah.
He would still
He's
be
a
young.
teenager in the
Batman
80s.
at that
He
point
should be learning espionage.
in the 80s, Batman at
Come
that
on.
point should be close to going off to start his training.
I
That's
think
right.
again. I think
this is his first mission.
I think in this
Espionage
world in the DCEU, look at my little weird alfalfa hair thing. They set up that the first time that Bruce Wayne and Diana Prince meets, Bruce Wayne comes up and grabs her arm. He's like, "Let me tell you about these artifacts." And she's like, "That's not a good look, Bruce. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
grab
yeah.
Diana. She's in a museum. She knows what
Yeah,
she's doing."
She will.
That's the
punch your
first time
face
they
in.
meet. That's the first time they meet,
Yeah.
according to these movies. I don't think they're gonna have a 19-year-old
No, they're not.
Bruce
I know
Wayne
they're not.
team up with Diana.
I feel
like
like
Gotham.
it seems like such a DC thing to have him like, you know, run up against her and stuff, and they don't know who
Sure.
it is. But
Sure.
but it's like, oh, this little cameo
I would-
for everybody.
I wouldn't mind other DC characters that
Right.
are long lived. I wouldn't mind like a Martian Manhunter cameo, or like, you know, bring back the Native American guy who was a demigod from Wonder Woman 1. Like all that stuff's fine, but again, Wonder Woman stories, they can be set in the past. Captain America is tied to World War II for obvious reasons for his origin.
Mhm.
But Wonder Woman is somebody who they can fluctuate with how, like, just like Thor. It's like, okay, she's been around for thousands of years on Themyscira. We could do stories with Greek mythology, or she can come to man's world.
Oh.
She can come to man's world in the modern day, whether it's 15 years ago or just yesterday. She can come to man's world. And I think that the more Wonder Woman is in the modern world, the more powerful she is as a symbol
I agree.
of,
I
and
agree.
you know what I mean? She's more power. It's not as diluted as like, yeah, but that'll happen back and then, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
that
blah.
was back
So-
in the good old days. Yeah.
I also think it could work because it could kind of build up, to some extent, build up kind of what the legacy of that character is, even though a lot of it is underground and hidden.
Mhm.
Because the world doesn't, even in Batman versus Superman, no one really knows who she is.
Right.
The only people
Right.
who see her are Batman and Superman.
And
Yeah.
Lex
It's not gonna be
Luthor
until-
was tracking her down.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be really until Justice League potentially that the world will finally get to experience
That they'll come out.
all of these heroes.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
Batman, a character who's been hidden in the shadows for 20 years that people only sometimes see.
It feels like they sort of wrote themselves into the corner a little bit
A little
in
bit,
Batman
yeah.
v Superman, but I don't know if that's because they had something specific in mind already for Wonder Woman, or maybe they just didn't anticipate the incredible success of her film, and that they would
Maybe.
have to mess with the timelines, and that
Maybe.
people would want another film in the Wonder Woman storyline.
Yeah, and I mean, I honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The X-Men movies have their continuity all over the place. Is it a little annoying? Sure, but it's not something where I don't enjoy the movie because the continuity is a little shifted.
Sure.
A lot of people have been making a lot of stories about Spider-Man Homecoming's continuity in the MCU, where it is, how many years does it actually, in what year does it actually take place?
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. It's a little disjointed, but it's only because Feige has always talked about this is real time, this is this time, this is the
Yeah,
shifted timeline,
right,
it's
right.
2010, blah blah blah. Just make a good movie. I don't give a. I
It's
don't give a.
interesting. A lot of people are talking about in chat that yes, there was actual conflict and
course.
battle in the Cold War.
Oh, there was.
However,
Spies killing
you
each
know,
other.
in a lot of cases, you know, we don't see a lot of films about that because it doesn't involve America being like above board and very obviously the good guys.
Mhm.
And that's one thing that you would want to see Wonder Woman do, because in
Yes.
the cases where she was fighting against the Germans in World War One, you know, she's very obviously the good guy in that
Yeah.
scenario.
Mhm.
It's so much hazier in the Cold War.
Yeah.
Where everybody was doing shady shit.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's a super ambiguous conflict. So
it's not.
that's
It's
just one thing.
it's not like World War II or World War One
Yeah.
where it's like
There's clear.
yeah.
There's
heroes
bad
and villains.
guys.
There's a lot of stuff happening in the Cold War, but
Yeah.
I mean it's over the span of like 40 years,
Mhm.
45 years, so it was a lot. Yeah.
And the question,
Interesting.
what significance will it have to the DCEU? That's kind of tough to tell.
Yeah.
Something like Ant-Man had scenes that took place in 1987 where we learned, Hank Pym was like an active Ant-Man and he lost his
Right.
wife, Janet, in the 80s.
Could
and
see what the Waynes
that's
would affect.
that's
the
yeah, it's like
Waynes
that
have
stuff's
had.
cool, but
Yeah.
it didn't really have these like larger
Right.
impact for the whole universe.
Yeah.
If
Right.
they were to include Wonder Woman in a storyline with Greek mythology, probably, and some characters are actually pulling the strings and blah 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 blah. At the end of the day, it still is not going to have a lot of effect into what happened in
Sure.
2016's Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. You know what I'm saying? Like the world still settled to a point where then Superman could show up when
Right,
he's 33
right,
years
right.
old
Mhm.
in 2013. So it's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
What significance will it have? That's why I kind of don't want it to be set in the past because I want a Wonder Woman movie to be significant. I want
Absolutely.
stuff that happens in that movie to like the rest of the DC universe is like, whoa, cool.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
it feels like that's what it did the first time.
Yeah. Even though it was set in World War One.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all.
You just want to keep it going.
Next topic.
Thanks, Lucas.
But before the next topic, I want to say thank you
But
to
wait,
No Demons here. Thank you for just following. Thank you so much. Boims just followed. Janio Silva TV. Thank you so much for your follow. The Monkey Princess giving us that usual 100 bits. Thank you so much. Lucas 11827. Great name. Oh my gosh. Thanks for the follow. Skull Candy 2QO. DJ Stoggard. Wow, we get so many follows now so quickly. I don't even have time to read all these guys. If you've followed in the last 10 minutes, thank you so much. And
Thank
I
you.
also want to say thank you to Jabberwock'd for our first tip. So here we go.
Yes, thank
Yay.
Better car chase movie, Baby Driver or Ronin?
Oh, I don't know.
I
I
haven't
Ronan's
haven't seen
a
Ronin.
Robert De Niro movie?
I
Yes.
remember that
haven't
one.
seen that Ronin yet, but I'll say Baby
Oh.
Driver.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen Ronin yet.
I haven't seen the movie in so long.
I haven't seen that one.
I
I haven't seen
vaguely
Ronin.
remember them.
I remember
can't
when
argue
it
something
came
I haven't
out,
seen
and
in
I
so
was
many
like
years.
too young to see it. I think.
Is that movie from 2000? What movie
I
is
have
that
not
movie
seen
from?
that movie.
98.
Yeah, it was
98.
98.
Oh.
I was not allowed to see that.
I saw it, but like, that's tough. I can like remember flashes of it, but
was
not
it a good? Was
vividly
it a
enough.
classic car chase movie? I thought it was just a action
Um,
film.
I remember only bits and pieces. I couldn't even answer that question.
Yeah.
I haven't probably seen it since the one time that I saw it in 1998.
Jabberwock'd, if you want to give us another car chase movie, we'll compare the two.
Yeah, definitely.
What's another cartoon?
Which
98.
he
they
did.
said.
He started with Bullet, and I was like, we've had this.
We already
Yeah,
had
we
this
had
question.
the
no one's seen
discussion.
that. But anyway,
I still haven't seen what.
Oh, we just got a
I saw
$10
it
tip from
too
Megalo Blazemon
long
for that
ago to remember.
trivia question.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right,
get
we'll
some
get into
questions
topic
in.
2
I
here,
feel
guys.
like if we just watched a car chase scene from the movie, we could answer the question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I mean, which is it depends on what if they want to know which had better action car chase sequences,
Sure.
or which was the better overall film, because those are very different questions.
I think the
this is
question was
specifically
geared
car
towards
chase.
the car chase.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I'll go Baby Driver.
You haven't seen the other movie.
I'm gonna
Pretty
assume
much,
it's Baby
Driver.
Driver.
Against most movies, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Baby Driver. Dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, even movies I've
Those
You
seen.
know,
car
what
chase
is that
sequences were unbelievable.
Should I look one up?
Oh, Baby Driver versus Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers for the longest time, and it might still. Oh,
Just
except
look up the
for
running car
Fast
chase.
and Furious. Blues Brothers held the record for the longest time of most cars wrecked in a film. It was
Blues Brothers?
spectacular. Yeah. Oh, Blues Brothers is
Ronin.
I am.
great.
Yeah.
But I think still in
R.O.N.I.N.
terms of best editing and everything, might be Baby Driver. Ooh,
This
that's
is a
hard.
7-minute video.
Oh,
Cool.
that's
We're gonna
so
watch the
hard.
whole thing.
uh,
Get in that car, De Niro.
I
Get the
feel
hell
like-
in that
I
car.
feel like we could fast forward in a minute, maybe, and
Yeah, it looks like something intense is happening,
Yeah.
but not a car chase.
You gonna drive this car?
Eh,
You gonna drive this car?
we want to be in a legendary car chase.
Hector, do your thing.
No, it's
Please.
okay. No,
Look,
I
we have
feel
somebody
I'm
doing it on
embarrassed.
screen.
I got put on the spot. I'm embarrassed.
I
now.
really like your De Niro.
Your
It's
De
very
Niro? His
funny.
money?
It's
His
just
money?
a face.
It's just a face. It's a very
You like his
face.
money? His De
Yeah,
Niro?
I've heard that before.
Cool. The internet doesn't work
This is
here.
not
That's
working,
great.
so
Oh.
It's good.
It's
This is
okay.
an
Oh,
internet
there we go.
based
Okay,
show.
here we go.
Okay, get it, De Niro.
Oh, jeez.
See, I'm already gonna go Baby Driver because I don't buy that Robert De Niro
Is
Oh,
driving
shut
that?
up.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
He's too old.
Oh.
But baby,
It's the
he's
editing.
young and fit. I buy
He's a
it.
young hip
Oh.
dude.
Oh, Jean Reno.
I don't know. The
See,
editing
look at-
for this is. Wow! What?
Where did
Why
that
was
car
that
come
even?
There's a
I'm
car-
sure there's
the
a
truck
context.
stopped.
I don't know. It looks like Robert De Niro's driving to me.
I thought he,
He
was
looks
in
pretty
the.
scared.
Oh, it's
She's
another
great.
guy in the back seat. Oh, it's what's his
Sylvia
face?
from the Truman Show.
I don't know. The editing for this is not as
Whoa.
compelling to me.
Well,
Well,
this
it's not
isn't as
as
exciting as
Yeah.
Baby Driver,
Yeah, I
but
But if you're watching
Still
this
a
on a
good
gigantic
chase.
screen, and
that was pretty
you have
cool.
all these.
Oh,
like,
that's really cool. Actually.
you have all these types of shots. Like,
I mean, this is fantastic, but
Hey, that guy. Hey, it's that guy in the back. Whoa.
yeah, Baby Driver doesn't
Whoa!
have that shit.
Okay.
but still the editing. Wow.
But
It's lacking.
The stunts are fantastic.
lacking music.
Absolutely.
And it's lacking Black Panther chasing Bucky. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, it's.
That's what I'm missing in this scene is Black Panther hunting him down.
I think that's the biggest difference between this and Baby Driver, right? Baby Driver is driven by its soundtrack.
Yes.
It was written to its soundtrack.
Helen Joss is
This is not.
right there.
This is like the Dark Knight when Joker is chasing Harvey Dent.
Oh, that
there's
is
no music,
such a good.
Yeah.
but it's just really well.
This looks like Ratatouille.
It's really well put together and really well executed.
Yeah, technically this is, and stunt-wise, this is a fantastic sequence.
Is this Paris?
It
think so.
It is Paris.
Paris.
Oh!
Oh,
That's
nice.
pretty dope. And especially,
I mean, stunt
especially
coordination
doing
is
this,
crazy.
especially doing these types of stunts in European cities where all
Yeah.
the roads are extremely narrow.
And there's obviously no CG here.
Is that a?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, drift it!
Oh!
Drift it! Nice!
Oh,
This
That was a
Very
baller
good.
move. That was a baller move.
There's like,
Oh!
Oh
poor
my
guy.
God.
Come on, man.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
Oh god.
oh yeah, this looks familiar to me.
Camera angles are great.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is so stressful.
See, good. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
a cool shot.
Oh, this
shit.
is so good.
Oh, music's starting to get
This is
this
you
one's
know
gonna
where
get
where
good.
shit's about to go
Yeah,
down.
this one is
Oh
gonna get
my
good.
gosh, she's
You're going the wrong way.
way.
No.
Is that Stellan Skarsgård?
Swissguard.
Yeah, you want to test that theory out,
Probably
Hector?
Sound design is very good for this. It
Yeah.
sells it.
Why do I think the headlights flashing are so cool? There's just something cool about it.
The High Sparrow.
That is very stressful.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about how much coordination each one of these stunts and shots
Yeah.
is
Snap.
Oh!
Oops.
Oh!
oh.
Jeez.
I like how they hold it.
Whoa!
Oh shit!
Damn!
Must be driving a Pinto.
Dynamite.
Yeah. No, well, Pintos were known to explode because they have the gas tank in the back.
This is such a hard
Holy
question to
shit.
answer because they're two completely different types
Yeah.
of car chases. While they are both being chased at some point, it's just the way that they're designed and executed is so different. This
Yeah.
feels very kind of raw, and Baby Driver is very musical because that's how it's written.
Yeah.
Different.
But they're both really good.
Yeah.
Baby Driver.
I mean, Baby Driver is my personal preference because I'm just a sort of a musical
shit.
person, and I
Oh,
love the
shit.
stylization. And
I love
but
the
this
intensity
is
of
still
this.
incredible.
I love the intensity. It's making my palms sweat. Whereas with Baby Driver, I kind of just wanted to like go to the beat of the music too.
You just wanted to drive fast.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to buy a Subaru. I don't care what the consequences are. Whereas this, I'm like, I'm glad I wasn't in Paris when this
Yeah.
happened.
Whenever
Wow.
I watch movies with intense car chases, I feel really scared driving home.
It's even all the little details of the car, just lightly tapping to another car and it going like off on the side. All those little details all those details cost you money.
Oh yeah, and the execution of them
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
like people could.
That's what I'm
Risk
impressed
their
by.
lives
The
for this.
scale of this car chase
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
huge. It's long.
I mean, we're literally going through all of Paris.
Yeah.
The car like fishtailed and the back of it hit the bus and a little piece fell off
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, was that planned?
Ooh,
It's all,
that's intense.
it's all practical stuff.
They got the-
Oh, that was a fake shot.
Yeah.
Bye.
That was a fake shot.
Fuck you, not Robert De Niro.
Oh!
Oh, you're still alive.
They're still kind of safe.
You're still alive.
That was good.
Wow,
Dang.
with no context,
Wow,
that was fun.
that was
Send us-
so intense.
Send us more scenes from movies to
I
watch.
think,
without
and I
any
think the thing
Yeah.
that's cool about that scene is because the first half of that is kind of built up without any music. You're really just being sucked into the drive of it,
Right,
And then once
right.
the music kicks in, it adds another level of like stress because of that pace of the music and how it.
just listening to the engines
Yeah,
rev. And,
yeah. It's.
Not
I would say it's a
bad.
lot more stressful. Whereas the Baby Driver,
Not bad.
it's a bit more like exhilarating, but in a different way. It's so
McWaffle
musically
Taco.
driven.
McWaffle Taco says,
I love that
ouch.
name.
Ouch.
And I also love
That's-
McWaffle Taco. If
Yeah.
McDonald's came out with a McWaffle Taco, I'd be like, yes, please. I'll
Give
try
me
that.
all of those. All right, Lucas, we're ready for the next topic, buddy.
Boom. Okay. Thank you so much, Jabberwocky, for that tip. I have a few more people to thank right now. Let's Adapt just tipped $5. This car chase is intense, he says. Thank you so much for that tip.
Nice.
This is the best way to support the channel, these tips right here. So, guys, if you want to support Cineverse, if you want to support Hyper RPG, get your tips in. We're doing $10 tips for trivia questions, $25 tips for Cineversus. You can say this versus that and make it movie related, and we'll talk about it. Eric Zeb 1982 said, "Hello, glad I can donate what I can. What are you expecting at SDCC from Warner/DC?" Eric, we are going to be talking about that later. That's going to be our fourth topic tonight, so stick around for that. And Megalo Blazeman, thank you so much for yet another tip for the trivia section tonight. So let's get into topic number 2. Disney is having a hard time finding their lead actor in Guy Ritchie's Aladdin.
Boo.
Dev Patel and Riz Ahmed were top contenders for their role. They were approached by the studio, but it seems like a lack of singing talent and maybe their older age goes against what the filmmakers want. An extensive search for the lead characters is still underway. Whoever gets cast could star opposite Power Rangers star Naomi Scott. The plan is still unknown. With La La Land featuring the meh singing talents of Ryan Gosling, I also want to mention like Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson. Come on. Are they trying too hard? What do you guys think? 7 minutes.
Okay, so you already nailed it with talking about Emma Watson, Ryan Gosling, and you know, Emma Stone.
That's right.
Just honestly, Disney has already cast all of their films where their leads had to sing with people who cannot sing, and they're the one thing that they claim is the reason is because they are bankable stars. Well, first of all, we've talked about this a lot. There are no bankable stars. People will not go to see films because of stars that are in them.
Yep.
Statistically, this is true, and it's been proven at the box office. The one place that a star being attached to a movie will help is to get a movie greenlit or picked up. This is a Disney film based on a beloved property. They do not need to worry about that. Trying to cast somebody and that being their excuse for not finding some unknown talented actor is completely bogus. Why do they care about this? And I maintain that, like, for a lot of the films where they do need people to sing, why are they having these actors sing? Why don't they? I mean, back in the day, in the golden age of movie musicals, most of the stars were revoiced. I mean, they cast Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady. She could not sing. Natalie Wood in West Side Story, and all of the leads in West Side Story could not sing, and yet they are some of the most beloved movie musicals of all time because you cast the right people for the thing that they need to do. You cast an actor who can act. You cast a singer who can dub their voice.
Well, it's just like in most things.
Do that.
It's just like in most things, Erica. Like, when it comes to people of color and whatever the industry is, like, they have to be the best to even be considered. You know what I mean? It's like, so
I think that might actually have something to do with
100%, because when they're looking at like what level of talent in Hollywood, I'm sure that producers are looking at talent, and they absolutely have the strictest guidelines when they're doing Aladdin, because now, for whatever reason, we know the reason, they're looking at it and they're like, well, this is Aladdin. This has to be, we have to find,
the perfect. They have to be even better.
And I saw that the Dev Patel and Riz Ahmed, I'm like, either one of those cats would have been a fantastic, they would have been a fantastic
they're a
Aladdin.
Older.
See,
I
right
mean,
there.
I would not buy, buy
but why not
that?
take the talent of Riz Ahmed? If they took Ryan Gosling, who's an incredible actor, great dramatic actor, who is super good looking, he's a movie star, right? I'm getting thumbs up from Iffy all the way. If they took that guy and they're like, you know, let's take the guy who did Whiplash. He's going to craft this. He has this script. He's going to craft it around this Ryan Gosling actor / performance style / character, whatever. And at the end of the day, his singing like didn't matter as much to what that story required of him, right?
Yeah.
They crafted a character around Ryan Gosling to be like, you're like a jazzy guy.
They said that it didn't matter.
So why not take Riz Ahmed, who's a fucking rapper? Why not take that guy and be like, okay, we're going to do Aladdin with Riz Ahmed. Like, why not craft a movie around that to be like, ooh, not only do we have like this up-and-coming actor, he's a rapper, he's musically gifted.
And even if that means shifting the Aladdin story and making it older, who cares?
How dope would it be
is it that important?
Exactly.
To the
instead of riff raff street rat, if he was like riff raff street rat, I don't buy that. Like, people would be like, dope.
I would still
just build that around. You know
I would still like to see an unknown actor for this because we need more fresh talent, more fresh, diverse talent.
Of the two
Danny
categories,
Fernandez, can you do a better job with casting Aladdin, please? Thank you.
I would prefer an unknown. I would prefer an unknown who cannot sing, and either they let them sing, or ideally, as a musical theater person, I would like them to be revoiced.
Listen, Zac Efron did not sing for the first High
There
School
you go.
Musical. That was not him. That was someone else. Also, we saw La La Land. Like, they're not asking for much over here. But I do want to say, y'all, please stop sending me auditions. Because I think I told you, Adam, I'm like, since the reemergence of this story.
But Danny, you're like the casting director, right?
See my
No, I don't.
I swear to God, you guys.
I'm so
I
sorry.
don't want to embarrass anyone, so I haven't shared them. But I've shown like some of you guys. It's just like my inbox is full. Stop! I never asked for auditions. I said good luck, everybody.
Wait, that nerd says Danny's here to give us some breaking Disney casting news. Danny, what's the breaking news, Danny?
I think the breaking news is that I believe you guys probably already covered this, that Will Smith is the genie.
Oh, no, we did not cover that.
Oops, bye.
Oh, no! What a scoop. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first, folks. William Smith is playing the genie, and then you live action Aladdin.
That's still really what
a scoop. What a scoop.
To go off what Danny said, Jonathan Taylor Thomas didn't sing his parts in The Lion King.
Okay, here's the thing. Another thing, too, is that Disney has started to cast people for the voice actors that like have to do their own singing, and I think it's hurt things. Like, I love The Rock, but he should not have done his own singing.
He should not have.
He should not have. They should have had him be the voice for acting for Maui,
They should get
and they
Kaiju.
should have
They should get Kaiju
hired
to sing.
another a singer, a professional singer,
Yeah.
to do it, because that's how they did it back in the old days.
Here's the
before
thing,
they
though.
had to cast
If you're The
celebrities.
Rock and Disney tells you you can't sing in the movie, he's gonna be like, bye.
Yeah.
What? No,
Maybe.
Why?
What if,
And you know what?
if Lin
He
Manuel
is the most powerful entertainer
Yeah.
in the world right
what if
now.
Lin
He can say no
Manuel
to Disney.
Had to
He might not have
convince him,
wanted to
though. Yeah, like
necessarily.
what if
If
I
you're
know
The
my
Rock-
strong suit isn't swing isn't
Yeah,
singing?
you're gonna sing what?
What if I know
Yeah.
my strong suit isn't singing? What if
Yeah.
it was like?
I mean,
guys,
if
really
I mean,
know
it's
it's
like
not
a
your
lot
strong
of
suit.
actors maintain. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to do my own stunts
Sure.
and everything," but like Alvin
cares?
Molina says, like, why would you take away the job from somebody whose specialty it is to do that? Like, you don't have the
Exactly.
cameraman being like, "Oh, let me show you how to act."
You know what about Moana I like though is that they knew that The Rock was not a singer, so at least Lin-Manuel and the whole crew devised a song around his specific talents and
Right,
capabilities
right.
and limitations. You
And
know what I
his
mean? Like,
singing style.
most of it was like, "You're welcome." Like that's all
Yeah.
you have to do.
Yeah.
And so like they
They
even
didn't make him
there
hit those really high notes or low notes or anything.
even there, that's why I'm like, why couldn't you get a Riz Ahmed or a Dev Patel and again
Yeah.
craft the sort of limitations around that? Or like Erica's saying, the flip side of that, the other argument is that they can't find an unknown, and that I also don't buy. Both of
Yeah.
these scenarios,
That's
I don't
BS.
Yeah.
like. Number one scenario, you couldn't get Dev or Riz or anybody else who's like a known actor to get it to fit. I'm like, I don't buy that because you've Riff Raff, Street Rat. I don't buy
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
because y'all have crafted movies around lesser talented and other types of things. Number two, you can't find an unknown. Everybody was making the joke. It was the Hollywood Reporter that was scooping this, and everybody on Twitter was like, well, why don't you just ask the Bollywood Reporter? There's an entire fucking industry of brown people that are song and dance people.
I know,
Like,
right?
but I don't buy
Fighting
I know.
brown people is hard.
I don't buy it.
I know.
I don't buy
It's
it. It's
true.
like
It's hard, you guys.
I don't know how this story got leaked. What happened? Somebody messed up in the PR game because they should have just
Yeah.
kept this a secret and kept looking. What are you doing
Yeah.
letting us know that? Like,
There's no
hey,
reason
guys,
why
Well,
this
and
news
they
to be
did.
out.
They did
What
say
are you
that they
doing?
are going to continue looking because the movie was actually supposed to start shooting this month, and they keep pushing it and pushing it.
Yeah, and then keep
until
pushing
they find
it.
someone.
make a good movie.
I'm so, it's so crazy to me that Hollywood keeps going, you know, we find out they're like, oh, it's so hard to find these
No.
people, but when we know people, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's
Sure.
just because they actually have to go looking, and they're like, I can't find anybody when
It's-
people
yeah.
generally come to them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not
and
sure.
I mean, and
Difficult for
that's the thing is that a lot of times when we talk about the lack of diversity, it's not willful. It's that people are like, oh well, we already know this person, we might as well
Correct.
hire
Exactly.
them. When
And-
in reality, it's just laziness.
There's
a lot of
brilliant
times.
casting directors
Oh,
in
yeah.
Hollywood. There are casting directors, and I say director with a capital D, that have made or break movies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're
Yeah.
casting directors that find the talent that you love, and you'll go see any movie that
I mean,
this person
everyone's
is
bringing
in.
up Moana.
Yeah,
Ali
Absolutely.
they
was
found
amazing as
Ali
Moana.
Carvalho.
They found her.
You know,
Yeah.
So
And
it
you
can
know
be
how they
done.
found her? On YouTube.
Exactly.
Why don't they just have YouTube auditions?
Exactly, and I think
Well, I
you
mean,
know,
considering they've been taking
they
auditions from
did,
everyone,
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they are.
I think that
Yeah, I guess you're right.
that they're dropping the ball because this already has sort of like it's Guy Ritchie directing it. It's a live action. This isn't like another Disney animated movie where they have like a cultural, awareness committee that they've designed. This is
Yeah.
a live action thing coming off of this line of very successful live action Shore thing animated Disney things. That it already is. People are already looking at it like you can't fuck this up because this is the movie with brown people. This is Aladdin.
yeah, it's
And even the creative committee on Moana said, "Oh, for Aladdin, all we did was went down to like the farmers market in the '90s when we were working on that
Yeah,
movie.
exactly.
Like they didn't because it was a different time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to have that movie, to have this movie, this live action project, have that level of focus on it, and for somebody to slip out that they can't find, like don't tell us you can't find them.
Yeah.
Delay the movie and keep looking for
Yeah.
Aladdin. If you've already got Jasmine, great, but you can find all of them.
Well,
the
she's not
rest of
confirmed,
them.
but yeah.
Jafar,
Yeah.
anybody, yeah.
With
Somebody
John
was
Oliver
saying-
as Zazu, that's pretty dope.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That's
Yeah,
the
that'd be
dopest
great.
news. That's the
That'd be
dopest
great.
news.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Sweet.
John Oliver Zazu.
Good for you, John Oliver.
are they doing singing in
I don't know.
Lion King?
I'm sure they're gonna
I
be.
don't know.
sure they're gonna
And
be.
you know, I still maintain that they should have different singers and actors.
That's fine.
Disney's super good at casting singers to match actors.
Yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
we know that this wasn't an issue when Lion King was around.
I know.
So I don't think it should be
It's
an
just
issue
like
now.
I'm more leaning towards unknown. But as soon as I saw that Riz Ahmed was in the running, I was really like, oh, y'all missed an opportunity
old
to have
is-
like a cool.
I mean,
He's in his early 30s. The dude could be 40 and he looks like he's 28.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
he looks pretty
you know.
young, but
Bye, Iffy.
like a lot of the dumb stuff that Aladdin does, like I don't know necessarily I would buy from an adult. Bye, Iffy.
Smooches.
Bye.
Smooches.
That's the most action I've seen since 2010.
All right. That's how you. That's
That was
how
a
you
joke.
start a
That's
Tuesday
all.
night.
That's how you know it's love. That's how you know it's love.
Iffy, get me
You're
revved
right,
up.
though.
Hey,
Yeah.
Iffy, don't start something you can't finish, bud.
Whoa.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, all right.
Nice.
It's getting hot in here.
Apparently, according
Lucas?
to Gavin
I ship
UK86, Riz is 34. He looks like he's 25.
Yeah, that guy
Yeah.
could pass for a young
You know.
guy.
That's true, but I think like Aladdin needs to be like a
That's fine.
kid.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Go get a kid. There's
I
plenty
don't
of
know.
brown
No,
kids
okay.
out there.
Kid.
All right.
All right.
All right, all right.
Sorry,
All right,
I have
all
such
right.
Sorry.
opinions
Cut
on
us off,
Disney.
Lucas.
Pulling up my thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut y'all off. I want to thank everybody for all the follows. So many follows coming in. And also, Brains in a Vat, thank you for your recent tip. Y'all, our goal tonight is to get to $500 to support Cineverse, to keep it alive. So if you want to keep watching Cineverse, see if you can help us with your little tips here and there. That'll be nice.
I like
Nice.
that looking at the camera.
Little tips.
$10 for trivia questions, $25 for Cineverses. All right, let's get into the next topic. Randall Park is joining Ant-Man and the Wasp as S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Jimmy Woo. Following the disbanding of S.H.I.E.L.D. in Winter Soldier, how will Woo's character tie into the story? Is S.H.I.E.L.D./Hydra back? What the hell's going on back here? Anyway, you know the questions. Go for it.
Okay, you
I love
guys.
this house.
I just like
so
to
fun.
say that. Okay, what's going on back there?
They're
Nothing.
running laps.
No,
I
we're just
I
partying.
need closure on the whole
That's how we-
situation in the
that's how we get
kitchen.
exercise.
What's going on?
It's the only way we
Oh,
get exercise.
They got tired. They're taking a nap.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you for
Somebody
the
was
update.
it, so now
Oh,
somebody's
wow.
not it.
Guys, there's a Nation American joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is such a huge deal for me. And don't tell me that there's some in like the TV shows and stuff because they're like sure, but like we got the one guy who is in the Howling Commandos, and that's about it. This is so huge for me. Yes, Randall Park.
Yeah, fucking Randall
I love
Park
that
is
man.
awesome, dude. If y'all haven't seen Fresh Off the Boat,
Fresh off the boat is
so
hilarious.
Fresh Off the Boat,
funny.
he is a classic sitcom dad, and he's hilarious. And the guy's like 45. Like
Yeah,
he looks like Asian don't crack. He looks so good for his age, and he has been in tons of movies and TV shows. People probably know him best from The Interview, the James Franco. He played Kim Jong Un, and he was hilarious in that, where he loved Katy Perry's Fireworks song. Like he's so funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He is hilarious, and he's a great actor.
So funny.
So yeah, I don't know if that means Jimmy Woo is
Asian don't raisin. Holy crap! I'm gonna totally
Asian
use
don't
that.
raisin?
Rolling
That's
Stop.
great.
That's amazing.
That's perfect. Come up with one for Mexican. Thank you.
yeah.
Mexican don't craxican? Not good enough. Come up with a better one.
No.
Yeah, his comedic
but-
timing is so good. I'm so thrilled that he's joining the
Serenity
MCU.
Valley 84 says, I really like Jimmy Woo, hyped for this. Jimmy Woo was a great Marvel character that's technically been around since before the beginning of the modern Marvel universe.
Tell me about Jimmy Woo, Hector. I don't know
the,
much about
the
Jimmy
Marvel universe itself technically began in 1961 with the Fantastic Four. Jimmy Woo was a guy who was in comics published by Marvel since as far back, I think, as 1954. And he showed up in comics that it was a different time. He was fighting a character named the Yellow Claw because it was the Yellow Scare. We were afraid of
Oh,
Asian
right.
people. It was a
Oh,
communist
okay.
50s.
Okay.
And the Yellow Claw ended up being, I want to say, his father or something, or maybe it ended up being Shang-Chi's father. Like somehow there's a familial relation in there or whatever. But Jimmy Woo was like the secret agent. And then years later, it was retroactively made so that Jimmy Woo was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent in the 50s before S.H.I.E.L.D. was S.H.I.E.L.D. You know what I mean? Before S.H.I.E.L.D. sort of came out, maybe when it was the SSR, the Scientific Secret Reserve or whatever it was called in the first Captain America movie. So the fact that Jimmy Woo has that sort of like back in the past like timeline in the Marvel universe, and he's also been a modern S.H.I.E.L.D. agent as well. It's up in the air. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp had flashbacks to the 80s. We were just talking about him before. They had flashbacks with a CG'd Michael Douglas and an actress who they probably didn't cast anybody. It was just CG to play the Wasp, his wife Janet. So we might get flashbacks in this next one.
Oh
Ant-Man
wait,
and the
is
Wasp.
this a flashback thing? It's not a present day
I'm
thing.
saying it could be either or.
man.
It could be either or. And before you go,
Oh, yeah.
man, don't forget Peggy Carter was a flashback character, and she got her own TV
Yes.
show
That's
for 2 seasons.
true.
You know what I mean? So and the fact that Randall Park's playing this character, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. picks up any scrap it can get from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we'll do a whole episode about it. So I wouldn't be surprised if they, So, like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm stoked that he's in this movie. He could be playing a modern S.H.I.E.L.D. agent or whatever S.H.I.E.L.D. is now after it gets reformed. Maybe Nick Fury's back. I don't know what the deal is. He could be playing Agent Woo in the 80s as a liaison to Hank Pym.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we might get more backstory on the Wasp, Janet, and what actress is playing her, because they're probably really smart to do this. Whoever's going to play the Wasp, the original Janet, they're going to go find her in the microverse, and then in the present day, she'll be young still, and then they can use that same actress to play herself in the 80s, which is probably why they didn't cast an actress. Whatever. I'm really hoping that it's Catherine Zeta-Jones. I think that'd be fantastic. That'd be awesome. That'd be great. But whoever they pick, but also, more importantly, Evangeline Lilly as Hope is straight up going to be the Wasp in it.
I think there's already some banners
The
and
banner
stuff
for,
for Comic-Con.
D23.
Or
D23. So
Yeah.
there's some concept art there. So, like, she's the Wasp in Ant-Man and the Wasp. But I have a theory that they're going to actually go into the backstory of Janet. So that means that it might open to Jimmy Woo being in the 80s and maybe also in the present day with age makeup or staying young, whatever. But it would also be rad if Jimmy Woo was just a character who's like a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent today. So either one of those possibilities is there. But
I think it would be super interesting if he was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who after the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Captain America Winter Soldier, he was one of those agents who maybe went into hiding.
Sure.
And he's been sort of in hiding.
Because he wasn't on the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. up to this point. And that show, like I said, picked up every scrap and morsel. So even when that S.H.I.E.L.D. disbanded, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still had a little team going.
Yeah.
So if he wasn't on that team, it's like maybe he did go
And I'm
into
sure
hiding.
that there probably are some agents, and if they go that route, they could spin the story that way, that there are certain agents from S.H.I.E.L.D. who went into hiding, who have been hiding for a few years until they kind of figured out, like, who are the people who are actually on our good side. And maybe he comes out and there could be a conflict between him and Scott Lang and Hank Pym about his allegiance, who his allegiance is to and all that kind of stuff. But I think that could be a really cool element of having somebody from S.H.I.E.L.D. being a part of Ant-Man's story, because Ant-Man, aside from maybe like Guardians and Spider-Man, is kind of the most disconnected character.
Yeah, it's very self-contained.
That's why they had Falcon
exactly
in there.
Exactly. So I think it's a really nice way of tying it in and maybe peppering in, maybe this guy has been working with Nick Fury while Nick Fury has been in hiding. We never know. We know Nick Fury's going to show
I know,
up.
I can't
It's so
not
great.
laugh
It's
at that.
Pandar saying, now I can only hear them say Asians of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's honestly what they should change the name of the show. They have
Agents
they
of
got
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ming-Na on that show. They have like the
Yeah.
No,
most
they have
Asians.
two.
Yeah,
Two different.
And we know Samuel L. Jackson is going to be in Captain Marvel as Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So S.H.I.E.L.D. could kind of have its resurgence in the next few movies. We don't know.
Any
But,
chance he could be a villain, Hector?
I mean,
like a
I
rogue
would be,
agent that went villain.
I would be bummed if they had, just because Randall Park is just so damn likable. You know what I mean? I feel like these superhero movies always get like character actors to play like villains, secret villains. I would be bummed if Randall Park was like, I'm Hydra. I'd be like, no, I'm bummed.
But I love you.
But there's a possibility. I mean, not to mention, there's also the possibility that when S.H.I.E.L.D. disbanded, maybe this dude was captured by Hydra and he's been kept captive. Like, they could do whatever the fuck.
maybe it's a rescue mission.
Yeah, they could do
a rescue mission.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if the movie opened and Nick Fury or somebody was like, "You need to get Agent Woo from Hydra. We found him," and then Ant-Man has to go Ant-Man. Like, great,
dude. There you go.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm just really excited because I'm a huge fan of Randall Park.
Yeah.
And again, it's really cool to see an Asian American in there. A couple of people said Benedict Wong. He's not Asian American.
But he's what is he? Asian British?
He's British. Yeah.
He's British. Yeah.
But
British
So that doesn't count, Erica?
No.
Oh my! I'm gonna go tell him.
If you can go tell
I'm gonna
Benedict
go tell
Wong
him.
that,
I'm
I
gonna-
100% encourage that.
How do you know I don't know him? How do you know I don't know him? Huh? How do you know?
How you don't know?
How do you know I don't know
I
him?
don't.
Huh?
Tell him.
Mira, we had a
don't
tortilla
know.
last
Tell him
night.
to come
Look,
guest on our show.
I've seen Augie's phone. There's a Benedict in there. I don't know if it's Wong or Cumberbatch,
That's
but
why I
there's a
didn't-
Benedict in there.
It's just
Either
Benedict.
way,
I'm leaning
all
towards
Benedicts
Wong.
are
You
good.
don't
You probably
even
know Wong more than Cumberbatch. It's probably yeah.
Lucas?
I think I know. I know. I'm not gonna say it right now.
That was
Okay.
a weird sentence.
Yeah.
You know Wong more than Cumberbatch. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys for all your recent tips. Like I always say, thank you for your tips. Gayaka has recently tipped. She said, you guys have changed the way I watch movies, so thanks for everything. The show was great.
Awesome.
Thank you, Gaika.
Thanks,
Aw.
Gayaka.
That's awesome.
Thanks for all the follows. Gabe tipped as well. Gabe said, keep Cineverse going. Guys, we are 20% nearly to our $500 goal. If you want to get us to $500 tonight, that would be greatly appreciated. If you aren't able to tip tonight, thank you so much for watching, and we hope you're enjoying the show. Let's get into our fourth topic, yo.
Oh, snap.
Aw,
Fourth
yee.
topic. Fourth and final topic before we get into trailers.
Oh, snap.
Comic-Con is next week, y'all. We're going to go through what's good and what we're hoping and excited to see. So take it away, Adam.
Very excited for Comic-Con. There's some good stuff coming. Wednesday, as we all know, Wednesday's the preview night. It's night everyone gets their badges. They got some little mixers going on downtown, little
Oh, I
mixers
already
and
got
whatnot.
my badge, baby.
Oh yeah, me too. You know, so there's some good stuff. Thursday is interesting. Thursday kicking it off, 20th Century Fox, 11 to 1:30. They're kicking off their panel. No news of what's coming to that panel. We don't know, but you know they got to be bringing Deadpool. You can't come to Comic-Con and not bring Deadpool. Deadpool is the bread and butter of Comic-Con. Damn it!
Yeah.
It's the only reason we got that movie.
Yeah, because all those people dressed up like him for years.
Yeah.
And I guess
And
enough
we're waiting for this
Fox
movie.
executives are walking around downtown Comic-Con and they're like, maybe people would see this movie. We
Yeah,
should do Deadpool
yeah.
with this
Yeah.
with this
I
costume.
think people like this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish they'd done that for Suicide Squad with the Harleys.
Right.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's kind of a given, right? There's no way we're gonna get 20th Century Fox because they weren't at
Yeah.
Comic-Con last year. They
Yeah.
decided to pull out because people leaked footage the year before, and they were like,
And they
"Nah,
threw a
we're
hissy
good."
fit. They threw a hissy fit.
They did, and I think that's the big thing about Comic-Con nowadays. It's Comic-Con is about the experience of being there, and I think
Right.
the one thing that Star Wars Celebration does so expertly well
Ugh.
is the fact that they live stream everything, make everyone a part of it. Just because we're not there doesn't mean that people
Yeah.
shouldn't be a part of it. And I was, for the longest time, I was against it. I said, don't do it. If people want to go to Comic-Con, go to Comic-Con. But Comic-Con is extremely expensive for
Yeah.
tickets, for hotels, for travel. So I get it. If you want to make people part of it, just let them be a part of it. Get a sponsor. You know, every
And-
year
and
that
no
Star
matter-
Wars does it, they give Verizon. Like, you can find a sponsor your Comic-Con.
Yeah.
No matter what
exactly.
they do, even if they live stream it, it's never going to come close to actually being there in person.
Of
And
course
then you'll
not.
get like free
Absolutely.
shit,
Yeah,
If
you
it
know.
Plus,
doesn't,
it's the
it'll hype you to
experience.
go more.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
that
the
would make you wanna
experience.
do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really do panels because of the lines and everything. But just being there and having the spirit of it and everybody being really excited about it
Yeah.
is the thrilling stuff. A lot of times,
Yeah.
and a lot of people I know don't do the panels because
Right.
their lines
They
are too
can't
long.
get in.
They'll just catch it later on YouTube.
That nerd says, I spent $4,000 going to Comic-Con the one year I was able to get tickets. Totally worth it. And that's the thing, too, is like, it's in San Diego, and San Diego is a beautiful city.
Yeah.
There's so much to do outside. Even if you don't have tickets to go
There's
to the
so
actual
many
convention.
burritos to eat.
Oh my god,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna have like
God.
a cheat week and
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat all of the California
I
burritos.
can
Yeah.
only eat one a day.
Eric Zeb says
Like,
Comic-Con has
physically.
Comic-Con HQ. They do. Unfortunately, they're not using it to their advantage. They're not doing the things that they should be doing, like live streaming. And I get it. It's a big technical and logistical pain in the ass.
It
you
is.
see what these three guys do every single day on this channel.
Right.
But, come on. It's Comic-Con. It's been around since like 1974, 73.
Yeah.
that
At this
event
point-
generates so much money that
Yeah.
San Diego does not want to lose it. It's one
No.
of their most profitable
They
events.
just extended till
ever.
2021.
Right,
Yeah,
and they
it's so-
just got a contract to
It's
extend
so
it.
sweet. All the restaurants and places,
Yeah.
like everybody dresses up and everybody gets
So-
really excited.
Yeah, it's the only
said-
reason the United States kept San Diego. It's because of
Right.
Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah.
They were
They
gonna
did
they were gonna
so
get rid
well.
of it in 1994, but they're like, nah, this
Yeah.
Comic-Con thing makes a lot of money.
And
kind
a
of
lot
makes
of
sense.
people are bringing up good points. Like, if there were tickets available, because here's the thing: if you make it accessible to everybody, then less people, not a lot of less people, but less people will go. Therefore, it may not be as stressful and as chaotic to get tickets.
And it's already such a clusterfuck of
It's
people.
already so
if you've never
crazy.
been, the con floor is kind of a nightmare to walk around.
It's
in.
kind of unwalkable at
It's
this
very
point.
Yeah.
unwalkable. It's very
Except
crowded.
Artist Alley. If you go to Comic Con,
Oh,
always
yeah.
go
Which
to
is
Artist Alley, which
heartbreaking.
is
Yeah.
weirdly
The
unpopular.
The first year I went to Comic-Con in 2000, Artist Alley took up, I think, about half or a third of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it is like in a corner.
A
and
little
it
tiny corner.
sucks.
Yeah.
Like
a little
those
sliver.
those artists are the reason why there even was a Comic-Con.
Right, and also, did you guys hear that controversy that Mile High Comics is no longer going to?
yeah,
be
they're not
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
It's crazy.
One of the biggest vendors is no longer going to be there. I didn't read the details of why they weren't
Okay.
going to be there.
I was
but
gonna buy stuff, but all right.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on you.
I guess I got to go somewhere else.
But,
somewhere
you know,
else.
anyway, I mean, Deadpool 2.
okay,
They got to show a trailer,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
There's what about X-Men Dark Phoenix, which I don't believe has started shooting yet, or if
Oh,
it has,
wow.
it just
well,
started.
there's
Not
kids.
excited
There's
for that.
kids running around some part of the world taking selfies. Like they're about
yeah,
to start filming or
Vancouver.
something.
Yeah, they're up in Vancouver.
Okay,
and
cool.
New Mutants just started.
Yeah. maybe some concept art, maybe you know, it would be great if Fox actually pulled out a little plan. If they're like, and here's our X-Men for the next 5 years. Ba, 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 ba.
Wow.
What movies are coming out?
Do you think they'll do a Gambit movie finally?
Do you think they'll do it at SDCC? I feel like they'll do that at D23 or.
Well,
Fox
that's
isn't
Fox.
Disney.
That's Fox.
Oh, Fox.
Marvel.
I'm sorry.
Fox,
I
right.
thought you
Yeah.
said Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Fox Marvel, so
That would be cool.
a little
It's
bit of a
easy.
different ball game.
It's so easy to blow people away at Comic-Con. It's literally just like,
It is.
we got a logo. And people are like, oh,
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah, I know.
when Kevin Feige showed up
They
and he
start
showed the
puking
logo
from
for Guardians of the
excitement.
Galaxy,
Yeah.
people lost it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, it's a logo.
Yeah.
Oh man, and they've started to get all the actors to like dress up as the characters, and
Yeah.
that's
so
just
easy.
bonkers.
That's a
to
show.
me.
Just
At
to
that
come
point,
out
it's a
and
show.
literally just go, people lose their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
also stuff
yeah.
for the Defenders and for Inhumans. Then Friday's a little bit of a slower paced movie day too. Netflix is doing some stuff for Death Note and Bright. They're also doing, I think Inhumans is actually on Friday night, but Saturday I would say is the big day. Saturday
course.
starts out with Warner Brothers Pictures. They're bringing all the DC movie. Well, not all. They're bringing Justice League and Aquaman, which one is currently in post production. One is still currently shooting down in Australia. Shout out to Ryan Unicombe. He's working on Aquaman.
Oh, Black Panther.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
and Thor.
So there's no Star Wars
you're right,
panel.
you're right.
There's no Star Wars panel. That'll be at D23. Then we're gonna have a Stranger Things 2 panel, which I'm so excited about. I cannot wait. The new poster came out. There's some like little teasers that came out.
Yep.
I'm expecting that new trailer. That's gonna be dope. A lot of TV stuff. All the CW TV shows. Gotham, Black Lightning. Good luck to anybody who goes to the Gotham panel. We'll make Zach go.
Zach said he
Great.
wanted to go.
Great.
Didn't he say that? He was
He
like,
did.
I love that
He
show
volunteers
so much,
himself
I'm
as
gonna
tribute,
go.
so it's perfect.
Yeah,
what he
Stranger
sounded
Things.
like.
I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you think Ready Player One could have a presence
It
there?
is. It is. So that's going to be
Ooh.
part of the Warner
I
Brothers
am-
panel. It'll be the DC movies, and it'll be
Interesting.
Ready Player One and Blade Runner 2049.
Nice.
That'll be in the morning at 11:30. I'm expecting. I think we can all expect maybe a new Justice League trailer.
Yeah.
First trailer for Aquaman, kind of like what they did last year with Justice League. Probably a new trailer for Blade Runner, and maybe the first trailer for Ready Player One.
Yep.
Out of that Warner Brothers
Nice.
panel, is there anything that you guys are looking forward to seeing the most?
Oof.
Probably
Well,
Aquaman. I
Aquaman?
want to see that James Wan
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think last year we all agreed that Wonder Woman trailer was the best trailer
absolutely.
probably of the whole Comic-Con.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
Warner Brothers didn't end with that. They like opened with it, and then they showed us Justice League stuff,
Yeah.
and then they showed us like you know, no
They-
offense, like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find. Like Warner Brothers ended their panel with that shit, and I was
Yeah.
like, nah, you guys should have ended with
But
what
you
like
got a wand, Hector.
I did get
Sidon
Yeah,
Prax
that
is
was
right.
pretty dope.
Pacific
Yeah, it was pretty
2,
dope.
Pacific Rim 2 is definitely going to have a presence there.
Legendary
Cool.
doesn't have a
Hopefully.
panel,
Oh,
but they usually always have a booth.
Okay.
It would be a little weird to debut a trailer at a booth.
Yeah. I don't think they'll do
yeah.
that.
I won't
I
do
would
that.
be, but yeah, it seems like it's the
I think
perfect
there'll be
time.
Something. I think
Yeah.
they'll drop the trailer just before that and have some sort of presence.
Something they got to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, specific. Like, I mean, as much as those movies maybe don't make a lot of money box office wise, everybody at Comic Con that goes there loves,
There. Right.
Pacific
tends to really like that
Yeah.
movie, and they love Guillermo del Toro. So
Yeah.
it's those are his people. You got to
Well,
cater to your
what a time
people. And then Marvel Studios obviously is doing a 90-minute presentation, 5:30 till about like 7.
Oh, so great.
Uh,
Can't wait.
A lot of
gonna
people
be
are
a
saying they
packed
might do a
day.
lot of big stuff because they're going to be celebrating their 10-year anniversary, which is technically not until next year. So I don't know what they'd be celebrating.
Yeah.
But I could think we can definitely expect some sort of footage from Black Panther. If it's not a reel, it could be, or if it's not a trailer, it could be a behind-the-scenes reel. Thor Ragnarok, I'm expecting a brand new trailer.
Yeah.
I think
God,
also
that first trailer
for
was so perfect,
yeah, I think
though.
also
I'm
for
fine
Infinity
just leaving
War,
it at
Yeah.
that.
Infinity War, we should get our first, if not a teaser, then maybe. Well, it could be actually.
Yeah.
Because we're already less than a
filmed
year
enough.
away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I
So
think they
and they're
could-
shooting
they
that
could
movie
show some
right
cool
now
stuff.
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be exciting. So Eric Sabi was asking about Flash. DC panel is going to be interesting. I
Yeah.
think now because of all the shuffling and the reshuffling and how everything's kind of been moved around, and because of
you're
Joss
right.
taking over for Zack Snyder to finish Justice League, Joss won't be there.
Question mark Batgirl, what's happening? You know, like
Right.
I think it'd be great if in that Warner Brothers panel, and again, all these things are in flux, and I
Of
think that
course.
we're getting more and more okay and aware with the fact that they'll change stuff on the
Sure,
fly.
sure.
But if Warner Brothers came out and they were like, "Here's our slate. Here's when Flash is coming
And
out.
that's the thing that I
Here's
really
when
want.
Green Lantern Corps is coming out. Like,
Right.
here's Batgirl. Here's Nightwing.
Because now we only have years.
Gotham City Sirens,
We don't have
yeah.
real dates.
Ugh. Gotham
So
City Sirens,
they could come
yeah.
out with that and
Yeah.
still change it later. But I think a great way to like steal the show at Comic-Con is if Warner Brothers is like, DC superheroes, remember that beginning of Wonder Woman with all those characters? Brah, we're working towards
Yeah.
it. Here's all these movies.
Yeah.
Well, I
Like,
think
just logos.
they have to because you guys weren't there for the Marvel panel last time.
yeah.
But that shit blew everybody out of the water.
Yeah.
It
And I
was a
mean-
giant laser rock show. It was amazing.
Right, and even you look at like what they do with Black Panther, they had nothing to show, but they just had
Right.
Ryan Coogler, they had Michael
Yeah.
B. Jordan, they had Chadwick Boseman, they had Lupita Nyong'o, and they had Danae Guerrera there to just be like,
It-
we're here, we're excited.
But
Really
that
about
was-
drumming up hype.
Yeah,
that
bring
was-
bring
and-
that
and
bring
putting on a
that reason
show.
Ben
Yeah.
Affleck out there and be like, we're gonna make the dopest Batman movie. It's gonna be this and
And
this and this.
yeah, and to be honest with you, in the past, all the things that have been exciting that have come out of Comic Con have not been the big announcements. It's
Right.
been the
Right,
moments where
right,
like
right.
Robert Downey Jr. shows up with
Exactly.
the Iron Man glove,
Yeah.
and,
And-
like
Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston
Yup.
as Loki, or
And I think
or, you know,
that's
just
the
Dan-
big thing that like DC has not done yet, and they should and they can,
Yeah.
and I don't know why they haven't. Make it a big theatrical experience.
They should have learned something
Bring
from
Ben
Marvel.
Affleck out there as
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
Chris Hardwick's moderating it, so there's going to be
Yeah.
really good energy. But
yeah,
like,
he's the best.
yeah,
He's the best.
bring Gal Gadot on there as Wonder Woman and Ben Affleck as Batman, and be like,
Last year-
and here's the rest of the Justice League.
Last year, Conan
So
moderated
cool.
it. I love Conan, but no,
Oh,
don't do
it
that.
was so
it was,
bad.
it's brutal.
Aisha Tyler was
Yeah,
great
it
the
was
year
pretty
before,
bad.
but like
and
Conan was not good.
it needs to be more of a rock show, like you're saying,
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
like Zack Snyder comes out and he's dressing like like Sam Raimi did on the set. He's
Yeah.
he's just like so profesh. And then to kind of balance that energy, Ray Fisher and Ezra Miller coming out and they're
Yeah.
like trying to
Yeah.
hype
Ray
it up,
Fisher
and I'm
came
like,
out as Gandalf.
I'm
No,
like,
Ezra
I'm
Miller
like,
came out as Gandalf.
yes,
Yeah,
Ezra,
that's right.
Oh
like
my God.
they all
I
need
was
to
just
be
about
like
to say they need
super
to. I mean,
excited.
like
Yeah.
if like Ben Affleck, I would not buy him showing up as Bruce Wayne, but like Ezra Miller
As
showing
Flash?
up as
Oh, the
Flash,
costume?
I
You
would
know
buy
what'd be
that.
hilarious
I'd buy
if Ezra
that.
Miller
Yeah.
ran up and down the alley
Yeah.
as the,
That's
dressed
so
as the
cute.
Flash.
Right?
That would be
How
pretty
awesome
cool.
would that be?
yeah, it'd be
And then
great.
he goes up on stage and he's all tired, like guys, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that
I
would
don't.
be
I
great.
don't
That'd be
want
great.
actors and directors and producers to be like, "We're gonna make the best." I want them to be like, "We're making fucking Batman."
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
oh, it's gonna be awesome. Like
And it's
that.
and because
Hype me up.
Warner
Agreed.
Brothers like they bring in a lot of their own tech gear, so the entire
Yeah.
wall is covered in their awesome like
360
logos
degrees,
and
yeah.
posters. I'm like, build that in,
Yep.
build that in,
They
make it
did that
awesome.
a little bit with Suicide Squad.
They did,
remember?
and that was so cool.
Yeah, that was
But you
cool.
gotta build that up for all your movies, especially now that like Wonder Woman brought all the hype and delivered,
Right.
Yeah.
and they made such a dope movie. Feed off of that. Let
Yeah,
that
exactly.
drive.
Yeah,
exactly.
Let that
That's
drive
true.
that panel. Y'all love
Yeah.
Wonder Woman?
Be
We're
dope.
making another one.
Warner Brothers, be dope.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you guys love
Be
Wonder
dope.
Woman? Here's Gal Gadot. Oh yeah,
In the Wonder Woman
People be like-
costume.
people be crying.
Yeah.
"Oh,
You
she's
don't
come back like
understand.
this."
You don't understand.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Just even give her the bracers or something. You
Right.
know.
Something. Have her run through like a foam rock wall. Just like something.
Yeah.
It would be great.
We'll see. I mean,
That's so lame.
I-
It's so
we do
cheesy.
that. I don't
Come
know.
on,
We don't want to make
She
it.
like
Yeah.
busts through. Yeah. She's Wonder Woman.
I'm Wonder Woman. That'd be great.
I mean,
She
to
did the
me,
spin.
those are always the highlight panels at Comic Con.
Okay,
it's
that's
it's
cheesy.
always about Warner Brothers and Marvel to me. If Star Wars is there, that's awesome. 20th Century Fox has always kind of more been like, this is Deadpool. These are the actors. Here's
People
a
are
trailer.
asking if we think Valiant's going to have a presence.
I don't know.
Mm.
Do we know? I don't know. They should. It would be awesome. I don't think Sony has any actual panels lined up. And Sony, they're not doing all of the Valiant stuff, but they are doing a couple of their movies right now.
Yeah.
And then they do have some TV shows and stuff that they're working on. But it would be great. I would love for Valiant to do that because I think obviously Comic-Con is a perfect opportunity for that brand. If you don't know Valiant Comics outside of the comic books,
Yeah.
for people to really get on board, be like, what is this? This is new.
Yeah.
They
Agreed.
could do Ninjak
Absolutely.
versus the Valiant Universe, but I don't. As far as I know, I don't think they have anything going on.
Jurassic Alien says, "I'll be there for the drinking."
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
That's really the reason we go, you guys.
Yeah.
It's not for.
It'll be fun.
This.
But is there any like one particular thing that you guys are very excited to see or hoping to see at Comic Con?
The
Other than California
Usagi
Burritos?
Jimbo limited
Ooh,
Nickelodeon.
try to get that action figure.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
Uh-huh.
It's dope. It
Yep.
looks so cool.
They're coming out
It
with a
looks so
limited
cool.
Comic-Con edition.
You open it up and he's got
Usagi
like the little
figure.
flags and
Yeah,
stuff, and it's like
yeah.
this cool like bamboo like
Yeah.
packaging, and like it looks like a comic book.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
I
get
will-
that
Oh,
action
yeah.
I'm
figure.
gonna get that.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna add it to
speaking
my
of-
Usagi collection.
Yep.
Speaking of Nickelodeon, if you guys like Nickelodeon and classic Nickelodeon, you should keep your eyes on the Nickelodeon panel that they're doing because they're gonna show some shit. That's all I could say. They're gonna show some shit.
Are you gonna
It's
be a part of
dope.
that?
No, I'm not, but I will be in the audience faux show, and I'm gonna try to worm my way backstage and talk to like,
You know you're
The
gonna be
people
able
there.
to get backstage.
I hope so.
Awesome.
I hope so.
By the way, Cynthia was walking through UCLA today, and they're hosting the Kids Sports Awards.
Oh yeah.
And she saw basically a semi truck full of slime.
Yep.
What?
Like
Yeah.
the slime that they use on
Yeah.
screen. It comes
Wow.
in giant, like 5x5
Oh my
drum
gosh.
gallons.
Mm-hmm.
And
What?
there was already half of it missing. So
That's crazy.
Oh, that sounds
UCLA
fun.
kids.
UCLA kids
Stealing
sliming each
slime.
other.
They're dealing slime on the
Yeah.
campus. Come on. Hey man, I got
Jesus.
some slime for you. You want some of that Nick
Want some
slime?
of that slime.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You get slime. Man.
Thank you so much for that sub.
Got some of that good slime.
Anything else for Comic Con related? We're gonna once we come back, we'll
Oh
definitely.
yeah,
be
has it
covering
been
Comic-Con.
7 minutes? I feel like we went over our
Probably like
time.
15.
Yes.
All
Thank you,
right.
Lucas.
Lucas,
All right.
Thank
cut
you.
us off,
Thank you.
Lucas.
Thank you. Thank you.
You butthead.
We
Okay, guys,
totally got
I'm
lost
cutting you
in
off
that.
now. I actually have to restart this program real quick. I've been having this ongoing issue where it freezes whenever I try to
Okay,
cut
that's
to certain
fine.
videos.
I'm sure we can
So,
talk about
We're gonna
Comic-Con more.
restart. We're gonna play some videos for about 30 seconds. We'll be right back, and we're gonna.
Wow, you guys, thank you so much for all your support over the last 48 hours for the Halo Foundation. We're all really amazed and impressed by how this community came together to support people that we don't even know.
I gotta say thank you with a Q and a Q.
Commencing deployment.
She scoops it up and begins running with it and just slams it in the hill.
Mech warriors prepare for combat.
I'm here. I'm game. You're my team. Let's kick some ass.
I control half of this planet right now, and if
A
you were
third, don't overestimate your station, dude.
Skitchem Talon. Twice hashtag Talon and a 5 hashtag superior to boot. Time for someone to die. Maybe Talon. Hashtag offer power.
Come on!
What is this?
Bye-bye, asshole! What are we gonna get for honors?
Reactor online. Sensors.
Hello, we're back. We're back. Hello, hi, I'm live streaming. Hello.
Hope you enjoyed that. Commercial.
Thank you guys for sticking around while we work through those tech issues. And thank you, Lucas and Zach back there for fixing all those
We're working
problems.
hard, you guys. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is it time for the trailers?
It is
Best-
time
you're
for
the best, Lucas. I
Trailers.
love
Time
you.
for trailer
We're
time.
starting with
I love you
Awaken.
too. Wait 1 sec. Before
One
we
sec,
get into
one sec.
trailers, let me pull this thing up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained. Run behind that nerd. Thank you for the tip. But before that, Cursed Marked one
Boom.
tipped with a question. Let me find it. Oh, yes, there it is. Do you think Power Rangers would have done better or a sequel? Wait. Oh, I see. Very small text. Do you think Power Rangers would have done better or a sequel could be better if it had, or a sequel had a better balance of tone through the film similar to Homecoming's tone? Sorry.
Good question.
Oh, I think I
Trying to
understand the question.
dissect. Yeah, sorry.
If the
Can
tone
you
was
rephrase
different,
that? Yes.
If the tone was different, would it have been better?
I still have not seen Homecoming or
Chris Markman goes on to
Take it
clarify.
away,
I
Erica.
mean, since they are both for young heroes.
Right.
Sure.
I would say that, and Dean Israelite, the director of Power Rangers, came out and said the same thing. He said that they wish they would have gone with a PG rating because I think the problem is, and he said this too, is I think adults were not sure whether or not they could take their kids to see it. They were under the impression that because it's a PG-13 movie, and it's different than characters like Batman and Superman. I think for a lot of people that was a rude awakening when they took their kids and they're like, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I think it's the complete opposite case for Spider-Man. I think people maybe were expecting, based on the other 5 movies, maybe it was going to be something a little more mature, but then they see the youthfulness of Tom Holland in that world and like, oh cool, I can bring my kids and it's more kid friendly, which is totally fine because it's valid because he's a high school kid and all that kind of stuff. I do think that if Power Rangers was a bit more of what the original show was tonally, not necessarily. I'm not saying you need to go right. I'm not saying you need to go 100% cheese because no one would really be interested in that. Not everybody would be, but people like us would be like, oh, we're
ironic adults would dig it, but
Sure.
it's like
I know. I don't
like
think so. I mean, that's
toddlers.
all
Sure.
what we loved about Power
But I
Rangers.
think if they would have leaned into it more being about like teenagers, like Spider-Man Homecoming is about teenagers, and maybe even gone a little bit of that. And there are total shades of that John Hughes kind of vibe in that movie. But I think if they would have maybe leaned into it more and been like, let's not try to be so serious. Let's let this be fun. Like the Power Rangers theme should have been in that movie way more.
Absolutely.
When it shows up, I'm like,
Absolutely.
yes, finally. And then it's in there for one shot, and I'm like,
Half a
no,
second.
give me more of that. I think if they would have done that and kind of went in that route, I think the movie probably could have performed better, and we'd be talking about a sequel.
Yeah.
I think it's a crapshoot. I think like maybe the movie would have performed better if it was released at a different time. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it got kind of swallowed up with whatever it was competing with. I feel like maybe the movie could have been. I don't know if the movie would have been more successful if the trailers were better. If the like the dark sort of like kind of bluish gray tone or hue rather in the movie wasn't that, but it had more of like a Spider-Man Homecoming bright and
I would say that the first trailer is
hue.
very much what you're talking about. The second trailer had more uplifting kind of like heroic epicness, and the movie reflects that only in certain elements.
It's tough because it's like look at what Power Rangers was before that movie came out.
Yes.
Sure.
And what that movie set out to do and how how the marketing and stuff had to work to be like, look, this isn't for babies. Come and like look at what we're trying to do with these characters. We're trying to be more mature. We're trying to be more realistic. We're trying to do character development. We're trying to do stuff that people like in certain types of movies, as opposed to Spider-Man. All Spider-Man had to do would be like we've got Iron Man in this movie, and it's a lighter tone than the Amazing Spider-Man movie, which a lot of people didn't even see, don't remember, and apparently don't like a lot. Like they dislike it a lot. So that had different things to try to do for it to be considered successful. You know what I mean?
They're also stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're coming from cheesy TV. The only thing we know of Power Rangers is a blend of Japanese show with semi-bad American acting, and that's it's tough to have that be your bar. Because when that's your bar, you don't really you already put yourself in like this little box. You're like, this is the Power Rangers we know. We're going to deviate a little bit, but not too much. Yeah. And then Spider-Man Homecoming comes along, and I feel that the tone of this movie was perfect for a person of Peter Parker's age.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
It felt absolutely natural. It felt flawless. And it sucks because you could argue that, the Power Rangers kids are a little bit older, but they're still kids. They could still act how Peter Parker acted.
If Homecoming would have came out before the Power Rangers movie, I bet they would have watched it and been like,
100%.
Hey, let's do that one. That's a good one.
100%.
Absolutely.
But they're stuck in their...
They were influenced by things like Chronicle and
Batman Begins.
And their original little Power Rangers box that they had, that universe that they have to work in.
Right.
So they were stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, and it's tough.
I hope they learn.
And I hope it, and I honestly, I liked it enough that I absolutely want a sequel. I want to see more of those teenagers.
Yeah,
there were some characters and some of those actors were great. They were great. They tried really building up a universe that I think has a lot of potential. If they get Dean Israelite to come back again, let him lean more into it being what it kind of is.
Yeah,
it is a little bit more of like it is a kid show.
Yeah, I I said it when we were watching the trailers. They
Yeah.
should have just gone for the cheesiness because they didn't know who they wanted to make it for. Were they making it for younger people? Were they making it
Right.
for older people who
They
didn't
weren't.
like Power Rangers? Were they trying to make it for people who were nostalgic for Power
Right.
Rangers?
They've got the young people market cornered. It's just like
Yeah.
how Disney doesn't need to do any sort of princess stuff because they're like, we have little girls.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why Disney bought Marvel because they're like, now we're
Yeah.
gonna get little boys and
Yeah,
little,
yeah.
you know, like that whole market. So yeah, absolutely. Saban and everybody behind Power Rangers, I know, I bet they're like, we have little kids, we're set. We've got 19
Right.
different Power
Yeah.
Ranger shows, 20
Yeah.
years or whatever.
Yeah.
This was an attempt to be like, let's grab some of the teens.
Sure.
Let's get some of the bit of an
Let's
older
try to
crowd.
go for
So,
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Good
well.
discussion.
I
Good
liked it.
discussion, guys. Any other questions, Lucas, or are we good to go with the trailers?
No other questions. We had a few tips. Urquag, thanks for your tip. And
you very much.
Tom Drill tipped earlier saying, keep up the great friendly banter and fun in the sun. Love this show.
Thank you very much.
Guns out.
The sun is bright, the thighs are right.
Guys are right.
Whoa!
yeah.
I never
Oh,
heard that
Pooch.
one.
That
That
one's
sounds good.
Oh,
that one's
Pooch.
from Pooch. That
right,
one is from
Pooch.
Pooch.
Oh boy, I just
Love
rewatched
it.
that video not that long ago. So good.
Guys, somebody do me a favor. Somebody tweet at Claire58 and just be like, Pooch is on the show. You're missing
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It'll make her so mad.
Yeah.
She's
Thank
gonna
you.
drop in.
Thank
it's
you.
5:30 in the morning wherever she's at right now.
Cool. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
text her
She'll
right
get
now.
it. She'll get it.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
ready?
Wait, start from the beginning. Is it the beginning?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
There we go.
This is like a study.
Ooh, I'm already interested.
Just wait.
Uh-oh, which?
Oh no, he's not.
It's a documentary.
It sure is.
Yeah. I want to do that. That's out there in the desert in California. I like that the elephants have LEDs now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hyper RPG says feels like Terrence Malick. Funny you bring that up.
Chinese lanterns. Might be BBC. Oh no. What's gonna happen? Looks like a cloud city. Yeah, that's Dubai.
Isn't that crazy?
I think that's
That's what I thought it was. I'm not 100% sure if it is.
Is that a Baker's Tower, Hector? I think this is. Oh wait, that's CG.
I think I would
That's
buy
in
this
China.
just to like show off the specs of my TV.
Yeah, this is like one of those things you see in
Best Buy.
Best
They should
Buy,
be playing this
yeah.
at a Best Buy like 24/7. This would make me want to buy a TV.
Oh wow. That was
Is that real? How did they put that shot?
helicopters.
No way.
Time lapse in helicopters.
I don't know what this is, but I feel wonderful.
Yeah.
This is a commercial. I'm gonna be so mad. Is that the 134?
Yeah, that was the 110, I think. Oh no, that wasn't the 110.
Please tell me the title of this movie is just Helicopter Time Lapse.
Helicopter time.
Awaken. What the fuck?
Interesting.
Oh my god.
Coming in 2018.
Everything about that was gorgeous.
Yeah, that was absolutely stunning.
What?
That was like fucking stunning. It was great.
That's why I like to travel, y'all.
I'm at
That's what
I'm at a
to say.
rent. What is this thing?
I know. What is
So
I'm
I read it. I read
No,
about it
if I say that,
earlier.
it's theaters or nothing for that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless somebody has like one of those crazy wraparound 4K.
Nope.
Yeah.
But I got a nice TV.
Well, I can't find the info, the exact description of it, but It is a documentary executive produced by Terrence Malick, which is why when Lucas brought up that it looks very Terrence Malick, that's why there's a lot of Terrence Malick influence in there. This documentary, from my understanding, is meant to be kind of about the world and what kind of the advancement of technology and the influence that it's had on people and on culture and on the world.
Interesting.
And it's and it's got a huge scope because it looks like it goes to so many places around the world with this incredible cinematography that looks beautiful. Oh, there you go. The film aims to explore humanity's relationship with technology and the natural world in vivid color. The movie was shot over a 5-year period in over 30 countries and utilizes cutting-edge cinematography techniques like time dilation and underwater photography to capture the world we live in as never been seen before. So
awesome! I am definitely going to see that.
I was scrubbing through. I was scrubbing through Collider's website. And I was like, oh, interesting. A new documentary, Awaken. What is this? Terrence Malick. I saw the thumbnail and I went, I got to watch this. It was so vivid and so like, it pulled me in immediately. And I was like, oh my God, biggest screen I can find it on.
I don't watch as many documentaries as I should, but I have this incredible soft spot for things that show the beauty of our world.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of times we don't take the time to appreciate it and to see it through literally the lenses of people who are trained to show that beauty in such a technically perfect way is so special. So I will definitely be seeing
Ginger Peony says, maybe I'd go to the museum and see it on a real IMAX.
Maybe.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
For me, it's got to be a big IMAX or nothing.
If they had it like the Reuben H. Fleet Science Center in Balboa Park in San Diego, I would definitely go there and watch it. Cool. I love these types of movies. I think it's so cool when we have an opportunity to go see. Like, I love all the Disney nature movies that they do.
Right.
Or watching like National Geographic do a lot of their theatrical releases where they put it up in IMAX. It's different. I mean, it's a documentary. You're not going out and you're not watching superheroes fight each other in the middle of a fake city. It's really, really cool to go and like take 90 minutes out of your day to go watch something that's like, this is real.
It's like the realest shit possible.
Yeah.
I will never see that with my eyes, that kind of footage, and a lot of us won't. So there's nothing better than to watch a movie and have those images seared into our brain.
Yeah.
And they still with us, and they'll stay with us until the day we die.
Don't say that, Hector.
We're old men and we'll be in our bed.
I'm gonna smuggle you in my suitcase when I go to Peru.
Remember that documentary? That had some cool shit.
That had some cool shit in it. I wish I could have seen it.
And the cool thing that they talked about too in the article, I just realized, I remember reading, is like they did not go in and like enhance anything. Yeah. They didn't like do any visual effects, touch-ups. It's like, this is what we shot and this is the footage.
Cool. I wish I knew how to do that stuff.
It's amazing. I think part of it, what really roped me in was obviously like last month I went on a trip and it was like a life-changing experience. I went, why the fuck am I in LA every day of my life? I need to go out and see the world.
Y'all need to come hiking with me sometimes.
Okay.
Or like backpacking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen some awesome shit.
All right, next trailer.
I saw a bear once.
Oh. Well, and obviously let us know in the chat room if that was a 1, 2, or a 3 for you.
They said I think it was
Winner was Rent.
Winner was Rent.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Rent Netflix. Cool. Oh, next trailer.
The survivors of the nuclear fire.
Fuck yeah!
War, Judgment Day.
I'm all about this.
The images feel more real in 3D. There's a lucidity to it. You really feel like you're there.
Oh, wow.
Ugh. We're talking about 25 years later. A lot of fans of the movie weren't even born when it was made.
God, that seems gonna be incredible.
You did. Get down.
Get down.
So for a lot of people, it'll just be the thrill of seeing it in a movie theater.
4K
Come with me if you want to live.
On top of that, of course, you've got the fact that it's in 3D.
Stay down!
We're working with the best 3D conversion house in the world, which is Stereo D.
Hasta la vista, baby.
My old company.
Progressed very quickly to very good results.
You just can't go around killing people.
Why? I'm a Terminator.
I've been looking at the film as we're completing the 3D. It looks pretty spectacular.
I'll be back.
Wow.
Look, I'm not gonna.
I'm 100% seeing that in theaters. Oh my goodness.
I'm not gonna lie. Whether or not if it was in 3D, just the fact that they went in and they remastered it and then cleaned it up.
That looks incredible.
Yeah.
The quality.
Number one for me. It's
That's
gonna be
easily
dope.
a number one.
Yeah.
And
Easily
I'm the first to say like, oh, I feel like 3D needs to add to the storytelling and all that, but Titanic looked so good. The
That was a
conversion,
good one.
That was
a good one.
fantastic.
Same people that worked on it.
Oh.
That
24
was James
Months of
Cameron.
Hell.
Yep.
24 Months of Hell.
Mhm.
This one was
I
worked
didn't
on
work on
for
it, but-
months and months and months and months. Same company that did Jurassic Park conversion in 3D.
All
which I so
our old
regret not
company.
seeing.
And those are, I mean, those are the gold standard. And
Yeah,
I always point to those two whenever I talk to people that don't like 3D or that aren't into it or
Yeah,
don't know
Jurassic
anything
Park
about
and
it.
Titanic were done incredibly
I
well.
point to those and I'm like, here's the thing. You can feel the way you do about 3D, but after watching these in 3D, whether in the theater or at home on like a 3D TV, I feel like if you still don't like 3D after watching these two, then you just don't like 3D. You can't say then
It's
that
not
you
your
haven't
bag.
experienced the best.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And what it does
Yeah.
to a movie. And they're great examples because you know those movies, you know of your frame of those movies.
Yeah,
So it's a
really
really
well.
great. Because a lot of people don't like 3D, and they're like, "Well, you saw a shitty movie, also, like, right? You saw a shitty.
You saw
movie that
Piranhas
didn't like.
3D.
Yeah, you saw a shitty movie that came out in theaters that you didn't like. And a lot of times when people like 3D, it's because also the movie that they saw in theaters was good. But this is a perfect test because it's a movie that you know and you love, and you know every frame of it. So when you see the 3D, you really, it's like in your brain, you're comparing what it was and what it is.
Yeah.
And you're really going to
Yeah.
be sitting there, and when he reaches his hand out, "Come with me if you want to live," you're going to be like, "Wow."
I feel like he's
Yeah.
reaching for my
Wow.
hand.
This is different. This is cool.
Wow.
So I'm gonna be so stoked. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be so stoked.
I'm excited.
It's gonna
I'm
be
excited to
Exciting.
check this out. I think
The winner is theater.
And that's and I think that's the biggest thing. I think Hector nailed it. Is you're never going to be able to convince people to like 3D because people just have a preference.
And there's
But
also some people who can't physically see 3D.
they can't exactly.
Yeah.
But if you really do want to experience really good 3D, Titanic and Jurassic Park are the best.
Yeah.
Avatar's
I
pretty
wish I'd
good.
seen it.
Avatar, a lot of it is shot. So there is some like really weird, some wonky things in it, but the technology was so fresh back then.
Yeah.
At
even-
least
even-
this era of 3D.
Even Avatar, the movie that James Cameron claims that he shot in 3D, which is like, bruh, you didn't actually go to Pandora. Like, you didn't shoot that movie in 3D. You rendered a
Right.
lot of it out of a computer.
and some of it was converted too.
And you
And some of
converted
it
a
was
lot of it,
converted.
yeah.
Even that movie, I look at it, not only came out in 2009,
Right.
and I look at it and I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of weird stuff in
Yeah.
the 3D
Right,
that
right,
I
yeah.
would now fix and
Sure,
adjust,
sure.
and so.
And I think also, I think those movies are a perfect example of how studios should utilize 3D and the fact that they take a lot of time. If you're going to
Yeah.
commit to 3D, you should kind of commit to it.
Yep. But
Yeah, absolutely.
they didn't sell it enough, and now people are like 4K, and then people like me who like 3D are like, oh, shit, I'm a shit out of luck. They're gonna stop making 3D TVs.
Yeah.
They're gonna stop.
They already are.
They're gonna stop. I'm gonna have to hold on to mine, or
Just
That's
buy,
fine.
like,
I got
buy
a
the newest
I got a
one you
4K
can
3D
find.
TV, so I got
Yeah.
real lucky.
so there you go.
Buy the
but
newest one you can find, Hector.
it's a
and then
bummer
that's it.
because like literally I've converted so many people. Converted. People
Wow,
that don't like 3D. I'm like,
good
come over
one.
to my house and
Wow.
we'll watch this movie, and then when they're done, they're like, yeah, that was fucking great. That was great.
That was enjoyable. Yeah.
Can be great. It could be great.
Next.
All right. Nick.
Hard pass. Hard pass on this bullshit.
The Senate committee will now hear from Jacob Lawson,
very
Climate
loud.
ISS chief coordinator.
wheels.
May
Turn
the
down the
record
wheels.
Oh, hold on,
reflect
Hector,
that
I
he was
got it.
nearly
On the
1
keyboard.
hour late.
Yeah, sorry about
Oh,
that.
there you
I
go.
literally
I
had
got
to
it, I got
fly in from outer space.
What?
This guy's awesome.
The system of satellites.
He's a space
natural
cowboy.
Disasters have become a thing of the past. We can control our weather.
Andy Garcia's
we?
the president. Sign me up.
One of our thermospheric satellites malfunctioned over Afghanistan.
What?
So your proposal is what?
We shut down all satellites.
I don't need to remind all of you how many people died from catastrophic climate conditions.
Look at this
Make
cat.
sure there's no further incidents.
Ed
We're going back up to
Harris,
space.
Jim Sturgis, Gerard Butler, a little girl.
Have a safe trip, sir.
I'm in.
Don't touch anything.
Rock and roll cowboy, dude.
Told you. Space rock and roll cowboy.
Mr. Jake Lawson.
The Jake Lawson?
Oh, cool.
Much older
They're the best.
It's
Míralo.
the best.
Míralo.
Míralo.
Am I getting fired? My access has been blocked.
So satellite has a bad comm, that happens.
Not a satellite. All of them.
This
Uh-oh.
wasn't a malfunction. It was intentional.
That's
Potential for
a big
catastrophic
hail.
weather events on a global scale. A geostorm.
Oh no, he said it.
We have to shut the system down.
That's a storm all around the world.
Yeah.
Oh no!
As the kill codes is the president.
What?
I need your help.
You're soliciting a Secret Service agent
Seriously? We're kidnapping the president in a self-driving cab.
no! They kidnapped the president in
Oh
a
my
self-driving
God,
car,
there's a
Hector.
lot going on right now.
Oh, Taken. I like that movie.
No.
Oh, by Storm. That's cool.
Oh, no.
It's like, Domino's, but with buildings.
Oh, snap! And it's like Gravity.
This is like Gravity, but better because there's also stuff on Earth
because
happening
there's
at the same
more
time.
explosions.
You realize you're committing treason? Oh, yeah, I kidnapped the president. I've stolen state secrets. Yeah, anything I'm forgetting, honey? Honey.
And there's funny car chases! Funny car chases!
Oh, no, it's a crane!
Oh. Marry her.
Oh, because he's a good driver.
Yeah,
he said marry her.
yeah, because
Oh,
she's so good
man.
at driving that self-driving electric
Fucking
car.
hard past that.
Oh,
This
God.
is so. This movie was directed by Dean Devlin, who was the producer on Independence Day. I don't know if he directed or produced the new one, but definitely the
Resurgence.
original one. This is his directorial debut. There's been some issues with this movie. This movie was started shooting like 2015, and they could not get the movie done. Like there were production issues. I can't remember the director or writer that came in to take over.
That's not good.
Because Dean Devlin couldn't because of time. But it's actually someone
He's
fairly,
like, yeah, I just don't want to do it.
somebody fairly well known. If anybody in the chat room knows, remind me because I forgot. I remember reading about this. So this movie has technically kind of been in the can and being worked on since 2015-16.
Is this one of those? Do you think this is one of those movies like the Day After Tomorrow or something where it's like fun to watch because it's cheesy? Or
Here's the thing. It looks terrible,
maybe,
right?
yeah.
But if it's an innocent, ridiculously good time at the movies, then
sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
movies are hard, and movies can be fun. Not everything has
Yeah.
to be a masterpiece.
right. And if it's like if
Yeah.
this movie was trying to really be like, we're gonna be the greatest movie of 2017,
Yeah.
I'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's like we're just gonna have a really good time, great.
Yeah.
But I would say the downside to it is if you're trying to advertise this movie as being serious and you're not getting butts in seats, this could be $100+ million loss
Yeah.
for Warner
Big,
Brothers.
big,
I
up.
think this trailer.
upset, yeah.
And right now, studios don't really need that.
I think
No.
this trailer was maybe the best possible trailer that
Right?
this movie could have.
It's big and bombastic.
It had a song
Right.
the entire time, and it had
Yeah.
jokes, and it had movie stars, and it had geo action. Like
Right.
that's like this movie could be a steaming pile. But whoever cut this trailer was maybe doing some magic.
They're doing a good job, yeah.
Let's do the remix.
Gerard Butler's looking rough, man.
Yeah,
He's
you
looking
know
rough.
what? I changed my
I
mind.
haven't been seeing him in a lot.
I don't want him to play Kraven the Hunter anymore. I changed my mind.
Oh,
Get somebody
no.
else. Come on, coming off of Keaton.
See, he's looking
you
rough.
Need a good, you need a
Also,
great
I mean, if you look at the date, October 20th, what is it going to be competing with? Probably nothing.
Saw, probably a
Yeah,
horror
Jigsaw.
movie.
Oh, yeah, that other Jigsaw movie
Yeah,
they're making,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
So it doesn't have a lot of
Sure.
competition. This could be one of those things that's like, look, there's nothing out in theaters. Let's just go have fun. Look at those Sharknadoes movies. They're so stupid. And people
yeah, but
love
they
them
also
because they're
didn't have a
ridiculous.
$100 million budget.
Of course
either.
not. Of course not.
Y'all,
you know?
McWaffle Taco, our
Waff Talk?
genius of the night. Waff Talk
Oh,
says, my
skip.
mom likes disaster films, so I might, emphasis on might, rent
Right.
it to watch it with
That's
her maybe.
sweet.
Yeah,
That
there you
sounds
go.
nice. I have dad movies too. I watch with my dad.
Yeah.
They're most
Yeah.
bad
You have
movies,
dad
so-
movies.
Mhm.
Not bad movies,
Right.
dad movies.
Dad, yeah, exactly.
All right, let's move on.
All right, we're going
This-
next.
That was.
Wow, this is a fun group. Welcome to detention. Spencer, Bethany, Fridge, Martha. You're all here for a reason.
They're all going to play football together.
You should be thinking about who you are and who you want to be. You'll have plenty of time to figure that
Uncharted
out
poster
while
in the
you're
back.
cleaning out the basement.
Yeah, it's a Sony movie.
Are you gonna help or are you too pretty? I'm too pretty.
Yo, what's this?
Those are my high school colors.
A game for those who seek to find a way to leave their world behind.
What?
Jumanji.
Oh my God! No
Pick a character and
way!
you're that person in the game.
Which one do I pick?
I don't think it matters that much.
Moose Finbar. Sounds like a badass.
I'll be
Some of the Moose Finbar sound bad.
Dr. Smolder Bravestone.
I guess I'm Ruby Roundhouse.
Oh my God! They play the character. Holy
Shit, one of those kids is The Rock?
Yep.
no way!
That's great.
Wilhelm.
Where's the rest of me?
Oh my God. Fridge?
Yeah, I'm Fridge. Who are you?
It's me, Spencer.
Who is she?
Martha?
Why am I wearing half a shirt and short shorts in the jungle?
I think we got
Thank
sucked
you.
into Jumanji and we become the avatars we chose.
So that means...
Bethany?
Oh, wait, Bethany? Don't look at it!
No!
I'm an overweight middle-aged man. I don't have my Claritin, and all I see around here is pollen.
Well, I don't have the top 2 feet of my body.
Damn, that is a man right there. Don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry, it's gonna be okay.
This is a video game, which means we all have special skills.
Why am I running so slow?
That was so intense. I can't even with this place.
Watch your step in here.
Oh, wow. That was pretty
Maybe
bad.
we're all in a coma.
What? That old game machine must have electrocuted us, and now we're You better get in there and save her.
I'm not gonna get in there. You get in there.
I got a backpack on. You don't get in water with a backpack. Everybody knows that.
Kevin.
Look, it looks cheesy.
Yeah.
But it looks fun, right?
We'll watch
It
that.
looks like a good
that
time.
looks like a ton of fun.
Right. And
Wow.
I was very apprehensive.
What a great premise.
Right? Cameron and I were trying to watch this trailer, and we were like, God help us, please be decent. And
Yeah.
we're like, oh, it's not bad. It's actually kind of fun.
I saw some people were like, oh, like they're like crapping on the legacy of the first Jumanji film. Like, come on, y'all. Like, that thing is not sacred.
No,
This
no,
was
it's
a ton
not.
of fun. I like the way that they updated it. Sometimes when they update movies like this, it's like, we're doing what the young people like with the video games. But this just looks like a ton of really fun action.
I'll tell you, it's like you said, Erica, Jumanji's not sacred. Robin Williams will always be sacred.
Yeah.
And,
Of course.
And like
Right.
the people that are making this movie know this. The Rock's saying like,
Right.
we're going to have a Robin Williams tribute in this.
Right.
This is not that movie, and
It's
that
not
movie
trying to take the place of that.
Exactly, and it's actually very apparent from the premise of the movie. It's not trying to take the place of that. Like it's not The Rock's not playing Robin Williams' role. Like this is a completely different premise, and it looks so fun. I've always just wanted The Rock to be Shazam. To be a little kid in the body of a big superhero, and he's literally doing that by checking out his muscles. And I'm a happy camper. You got Jack Black playing a teenage girl, which looks like there's some possibility for some really funny shit.
Oh,
there.
that's good.
And then you got Karen Gillan, who I think is fantastic, calling out the bullshit and sexism of video games. She's like, "Why am I wearing this?"
Thank you.
And when her costume and picture came out, everyone was like, "Why is she wearing that?" And the people behind the movie, they were like, "Wait," they're like, "We know."
Well, I
we
knew
know.
that's what it was because they said it was a video game,
Yes.
and duh. But it's obvious to me that the people that are writing this and are involved with this like understand.
They're very
video
aware.
games.
Sure.
Something tells me Robin
so-
Williams
oh my
would have liked
gosh.
this movie.
I hope, man.
I hope so.
Yeah, for sure.
This looks like so much fun, and I will
I'm gonna go
100%.
see it.
This is the type of movie that I watch the trailer and I'm like, I'm not going in here for some in-depth,
Yes.
very
Yes.
multi-layered story. I'm going to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think someone's asking the director. I think it's the director of San Andreas.
Okay.
And San Andreas does not have like any very like elaborate, crazy multi-layered story. But I thought it was a fun movie.
It's well done
Absolutely.
action.
It's a really fun action movie. And I think it's the same director. I could be wrong.
Squeaky Narwhal points out Robin Williams was a big video game fan. That's why his daughter's name is Zelda.
I bet you that Zelda Williams might come out and be like, y'all, this movie was a good time. Like, I bet you that might happen.
Watch this.
Around
Watch
Christmas time.
this, yeah.
Here's what's going to happen around Christmas time. You're spending time with your family.
Oh,
find the original
it's directed by
Jumanji.
Jake Kasdan. That's who it is.
Jake-
Lawrence Kasdan's son.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
Okay,
Who was
okay.
working on the script with him for Han Solo, right?
Different son. That's
Oh.
John Kasdan.
What a talented family. But here's what's going to happen Christmas time. You're spending time with your family. Pop in the original Jumanji. Watch it with your family. Have a good time. Get those feels. And then go to the theater and see this new one.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be my
Yeah.
Christmas break, and I'm going to have a good fucking time. Like, it's going to be
I have
awesome.
a feeling you're gonna have a really
Watch
good
two
time.
Jumanjis.
Is Walk Hard a good movie? I haven't seen it.
Walk Hard, the Dewey
it's
Cox
okay.
story.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I didn't like it, but it's very funny and very smart.
What about
and,
Orange
and,
County?
And lampoons.
I liked Orange County.
Orange
Same
County's
director.
not a bad movie, not my favorite, but yeah, actually, I don't have things to fault with those movies. They're just not my preference.
Yeah. Sure.
But
Yeah.
yes, Walk Hard especially was really, really smart in what it was spoofing. It's a really good parody film, and not a lot of people give it enough credit.
lot of dong in
So
that
the fact
movie.
that good
Lot
amount
of
of dong.
dong,
So
yeah.
maybe we might see some in this. No, we won't. It'll probably be PG-13. But like, I'm just hoping that like they know what things to make fun of and how to have that fun.
So-
you know what I mean?
Not
Yes.
be ashamed of being self-aware.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see R.I.P.D.?
No, I worked on it,
Good.
but I
was
didn't
so
see it.
I saw it. I was so pissed off that the premise of that movie is Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges inhabit the bodies of James Hong and a supermodel, like a Sports Illustrated supermodel.
Yeah.
And so in the real world, they look like that. But then the movie just kept cutting to like, oh, we see them as Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges, and I was like, no, I want to see the movie with James Hong playing this old like Chinese guy and this supermodel from Sports Illustrated walking around being like an RIPD, like shooting guns, and instead of guns, it was a banana because that's what it looked like in the real world. I'm like, you missed an opportunity.
Wow.
With this movie, I don't want to see those 4 kid actors. No offense, I want to see The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and Karen Gillan.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's a good time.
That's why I'm kind of glad that it looks like they got kid actors who were just kind of like generic looking kid actors.
Yeah.
And they focus on the movie stars.
Yeah.
That's
That's
good.
fun.
That's good.
Great. Yeah.
I think we have a.
Is that it? I think that was it. Yeah, that was it.
Wow, y'all.
There you go.
Great show. Great
Yeah.
show.
All right.
Soul
what's coming
Dance's
out?
Beauty of LA WTF.
Oh my God.
Joe, you have not explored this city.
Oh, yeah.
You have not
I
explored
know.
this
Yeah.
city, my friend.
Easy
This
with
is
that shit.
one of the best cities in the entire world.
It's so funny how many people say such negative things about Los Angeles, but
And they've never been here.
I mean,
I've met
it's-
plenty of people who have never been
The
here.
only part
and
they've
even
been through is the
people
101 when it's
right,
packed.
And a lot of the
Right.
people that live here are like, oh, there's such stuff wrong with it. But really, honestly, I feel like this is one of the best places in the world.
Yeah, you just
because
gotta
all the
find
coolest
the cool
people
shit.
come here, and
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
so much to do
Yeah.
and so much to see, and there's this like it's so thrilling. Everybody is here with a dream. I love Los
Not
Angeles.
even that, but this city has everything you're looking
Yeah,
for.
and that's the thing is,
If
it's
you're
like
not
any
into
kind
acting.
of food,
Soul
any kind
Dan
of food.
resubbed and said, born and raised there and happy to be out. Oh, well, good for you, Soul Dan. Hopefully you're happy wherever the heck you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's for you, Soul
Yeah.
Dan. Cheers. Hope you find whatever
It's
it is you're looking
difficult to
for,
live
brother.
in,
It
but-
comes with a price. It
I-
comes
I-
with a
I-
price.
absolutely.
I meet people all the time who are like, who move here, they come here, they're here for like a year, and they're like, I'm leaving. And I'm like, why? Not for me. And I'm like, you've been here for a year.
Yeah.
And you
What?
were working the whole
All right.
time.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you were doing a 9 to 5.
Exactly.
And you didn't do stuff on weekends, and you didn't,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I think that's the biggest. That's the thing. That's the trap that people fall into. People don't know how to maximize their time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think people
a lot
don't
of
give the
times people
city a
get-
chance
Yeah,
either.
Yeah.
people get
Fine.
caught up in work
Yeah.
and
Fine,
only moving
shitty
from point
people.
A to
Yeah.
point B.
Yeah.
So it flexes.
The
Haven't
city's
left
not
the
for
East
everybody.
Coast. Want to visit out there sometime?
And that's the thing is there's so
Traveling
many
is
different
fun.
areas of LA. It's so sprawling,
Yep.
and all the different neighborhoods have different feelings. The Echo
Yep.
Park or Santa Monica or East LA,
K-Town.
K-Town, Little Tokyo.
LA
There's
does
something
not
for
have everything I'm
everybody.
looking for. I am looking for water and the temperature below 70. We got water.
There's a pool in the back. I'm drinking water
Yeah.
right now, and it's a
And
cool
it's from the
70
pool in the
degrees.
back.
Yeah.
And then Mr.
that's the only way we
NYC to Cali says in LA you can ski, swim, fish, horseback ride, and
True.
rollerblade all within an hour's drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Truth.
True.
Truth.
Good.
Pretty rad.
Truth.
It's pretty rad.
What's coming out in the blues, Lucas?
Oh, the blues.
The bluesies.
Hector has one of them. Fate of the Furious.
Right.
I'm going to buy every single one of these titles except for Smurfs.
Okay, I was gonna say all of the Fast and Furious movies except
No.
for.
I love
Okay.
Fate of the Furious. It was a really fun time.
You
The
have a
Fifth
4K
Element,
TV?
of course, 4K 3D TV, girl.
Nice.
I got the Fifth Element, or I love the Fifth Element.
Nice.
It's obviously in honor of Valerian coming out. They got the Fifth Element and Leon.
They even
the
tinted it
Professional.
blue. Look at that. They even tinted. Normally, that I feel like the cover of Fifth Element was very orangey, but
Colorful.
now
Yeah,
they're tinting it blue to be like it's
Nice.
from the director of Valerian.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
But Leon the Professional. Oh,
God
what a
damn it,
movie.
what a great movie.
What
Yeah,
a movie.
That's one of my
Amazing
favorite
movie.
films.
First movie with Natalie Portman. So good.
And King Kong
And then
Ultimate Edition.
King Kong Ultimate Edition. Yeah,
which
Peter
I
Jackson's
haven't
King
seen
Kong.
it yet.
You've never seen it?
You've never
I've
seen the
seen
original?
King Kong, but I
Oh,
haven't
but
seen
not
the
the
Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
I bought it
Okay.
on Blu-ray. Still have it at
It's
home.
one of those movies that like I watched it once and I was okay with it.
I loved it.
I think as if
I think
I
it's so
now
cool.
watching it being older, I may appreciate it more.
Yeah.
And it's Andy Serkis' King Kong, which obviously
There's a
I didn't
lot
find
to
out till, like, years
appreciate in the
later.
movie.
There
And
is.
I saw it as a younger guy, and I wasn't really into it because this
It's
was right
slow.
after Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Right.
I was really buzzing off Lord of the Rings, and I was like,
King Kong?
yeah.
I feel like
Honestly,
it could have used a little more editing. I remember that.
Yeah,
Sure.
it has its
I-
issues. It has its issues.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Sure.
best thing to do is like watch the original 1933 King Kong. I know we had my friend Alexis Iacono here talking about that documentary she's a part of a few weeks ago, and I watched about half of the original. I need to finish watching the original because it is so classic, but really it is tough for me to again connect with that material of that era. And that Peter Jackson King Kong movie is such a love letter to that, and I
Yeah.
appreciate the hell out of that. Just like The Wachowskis Speed Racer is a love letter to like Speed Racer the cartoon and anime, and I love that. I really dig King Kong, but yeah, it might be worth a revisit. I don't know. I also like the new King Kong movie, so I don't care. What do I care? What are my tastes? Who cares?
Skull Island?
Yeah, I like Skull Island. It was a fun time. It was it was the Fast and Furious of monster movies.
Then coming out in theaters this week, very excited for War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
Good God.
Yes.
Is it Friday yet? That's all I care about. That's all I care about is War for the Planet of the Apes.
Thursday I thought the Big Sick was already...
It's expanding.
Oh,
yes.
Great.
So,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm so thrilled to hear that.
Kumail Nanjiani is stoked about it. He said he's tweeting about it. He's like, thanks to you, to people seeing it in the limited places it was in, it is going for a wider release on Thursday.
I would like to see that. I need to see Homecoming. And last night I started watching Castlevania on Netflix. Oh, it's so good.
Cool. Is it?
It's so
Cool.
pretty, and the voice acting was great. It's obviously it's paced. From just watching the first episode, I can tell it's paced to be binge watched.
Gotcha.
So and apparently it's like one big teaser.
Sure.
The opening was devastating. Like,
Spoilers.
oh my gosh.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
I'm into
it was great. What I saw of it, it was great.
If I had to pick one movie for a recommendation, honestly, if you can find The Big Sick, go see it. I fucking love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. It had me laughing as hard as like the funniest Judd Apatow movie, and he produced it. And it had me tearing up and getting as emotional as I've gotten watching any movie this year. And it does such a good job of setting up two characters and a chemistry and a romance and a love story that you buy.
It's based on their life.
Based on their life. I mean, even if you don't like, it's not a romantic comedy. Like it isn't. Like,
and he
it's
says
so,
that every time. He's like,
God,
it's not a
so
romantic
the
comedy.
opposite of that. It's such a great, believable story. There was so much of it that I loved. So if you can find The Big Sick, go see it. My second recommendation would obviously be War for the Planet of the Apes. I'm stoked for it. Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been talking to Matt Reeves and asking him, like, now that you've done this, how about Batman? He's like, I haven't even started on it. I'm worrying about apes right now.
Good.
Yeah.
So I'm so I love those first two ape movies. I think they're so damn good. Dawn and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And even like Matt Reeves having to come in and having to take over for what Rupert Wyatt did, and having to kind of not necessarily retool it.
He did such a great job.
He did such an amazing job. And he came in last minute too.
Is like at least 100% better than Rise. Like I think it's that much of an improvement from those two movies. The first one's like good, and I'll give it like 3 out of 5 stars. I'm like, there's so much cool stuff in there, intriguing. And the second one's like, holy shit, the characters are so solid. The special effects are mind blowing. The story is awesome. It's tight. It's so great. So this new one promises to be. Really
I'm gonna
good.
have to go rent those.
Yeah, I'll let you borrow them.
Oh, you have them?
Yeah, I got them.
Oh, have you not seen the first two?
I missed.
Wait, didn't we see the second one together? I thought we did.
No.
Oh.
I missed your marathon. This
Yeah, man.
weekend.
Boop, boop, boop. Did it in
So
my
I gotta
place
go watch
on
'em.
Saturday.
So good.
Nobody came. I invited a bunch of people. Nobody came.
Then we did a marathon. We did a marathon of Glow 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I
think it
really
was
wanted to. I really want to see
2 weeks
that
ago, last
too.
week or 2 weeks ago. That was a really, really cool show. I really enjoyed that show. I can't wait to see where it goes.
I'm
It's
3
really
episodes in, Adam. I'm not that invested. Should I keep
Really?
going?
I really liked that. From like the first episode, I had a really good time with it.
I
And think
like
it's also
it.
because like I don't know anything about wrestling. I didn't know anything about Glow, so it was something very, very fresh and new for me.
Right.
And I had a really and surprisingly, it was funny. I was talking to my mom last week, and she was like, "Oh, I love Glow in the '80s." I'm like, "What the fuck? Who are you?" I'm like, that's pretty cool. So she was asking me if she should watch it. I'm like, "Oh yeah, watch it. It's really
That's
good."
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah,
She's
I
like,
really
yeah, I
enjoyed
tried
it.
out. I tried out. I
know,
didn't
right?
make it, but I tried out.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed the show.
Guys,
but-
all of our parents were our age once.
Yeah,
I know.
And younger. And
Wow.
they were all once babies.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
My mom was a lot cooler when she was my age.
What do you mean?
Than you are now?
Yeah.
Then you are.
Oh. I didn't want to
no,
say it.
Wasn't
I
your
didn't want
mom
to seem
working on
rude.
Star Wars movies when she was your age?
Well,
So-
hanging out with the Star Wars.
There you
Yeah.
go. So
But, like-
there's
Yeah,
no
that's
way
kind of a
anybody
tough-
can
like,
touch that.
yeah.
It's tough to top.
There's
And
yeah.
it's like a lot of times, a lot of people are just so self-assured, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm so much cooler than my parents." I don't know. My parents were.
No, dude. My dad was
Yeah.
always cool to me. My dad was in high school. He was crashing trucks into trees. So
What?
into trees. So like I cannot. I'll never. Nope. I do.
No.
different-
Well,
I
Hector,
do
you
different.
did almost drive us
Wow.
into a sign
Remember
once.
that? But I saved
That was
us.
some Fast and Furious shit.
I know my car.
That was legitimately.
I like to
I'm
live
never
my
gonna
life
forget
a
this.
quarter mile at a time.
Yeah.
Tell him, Adam. I'm
Yeah,
a
he
good
said that to
driver.
me, and my butt cheeks puckered up, and I went, "I'm never driving with you again."
I'm a good driver.
Yeah, I almost hit a 90-degree turn and almost hit us into a tree. Anyway, Lucas, do we got any trivia?
Oh yeah, trivia.
We do. We're actually going to take about a 3-minute break to pee, get some coffee, and we'll come right back for trivia. So that means you have about 3 minutes to get in your trivia questions. Guys, if we could get in 25 trivia questions for $10 a piece, we'd have a really great trivia section, and we would meet our goal. Actually, it would be about $2.78 away, but, you know. Okay, we'll be back in about 3 minutes. Get those trivia questions in.
Hey, what's up, Thumpers? So you've been watching Hyper RPG for a couple hours now, so I'm gonna need you to go ahead and let's stretch it out. So why don't just stand up? Go ahead. Yep, stand up for me. Good. Now grab your coffee cup, take a quick sip, survey your surroundings, and sit back down and check out these ads that we have for upcoming things at Hyper RPG that are really cool. Hey, what's up everybody? You may know me. I used to run Geek and Sundry, and now I'm running Hyper RPG, and I'm GMing an awesome show on Twitch called Valiant Vanquished. It's officially a part of the Valiant universe, which means that we're canon. On the show, you'll see some awesome people role-playing as their characters like...
Hi, I'm Danielle Radford. I play Karen. My character draws stuff and it comes to life. And you might recognize me from Screen Junkies News, Screen Junkies, Heights and Sides. Hi!
Hey, what's going on? This is Johnny Cruz. I play Jay Golston. You might know me as Lucio from Overwatch. Jay Golston has the ability to mess with people's body chemistry. Get amped up! They get amped up!
Hey, I'm Danny Fernandez. I play Noah Castillo. Noah has mind intrusion powers, and sometimes for the worse, for the not better.
Yo, what's good? What it do? It's me, Iffy. It's your boy. None other. I play DK on the show, The Bane of Noah's Existence, holding it down. Really, I'm Inner Dreams. You gotta wait for that 3rd season ship. You might know me for such thing as Critical Role as Ulfgar Fireforge, the first and only black guy on that show.
And that's Cookie. He runs the boards for us. We've got this awesome setup here. It's legit.
A lot of people have died on accident because I don't know how to control my powers.
So Vanquish is a role-playing game that uses the Q system from Catalyst Games. We roll dice. We have basic stats like might, intellect, charisma, action, and luck, and then you've got all sorts of different superpowers you can do, things like that. Often as the GM, I'm rolling a d20 against whatever their charisma plus a d12, action plus a d12, things like that, unless they're in a fight. With all these different NPCs that we have in the show, we take people from the chat room and we make them a part of the universe. Aldwin, chat room member. Ron Solo, chat room member. These are all people who watch the show that are now in the Valiant universe. Check it out!
There's just quick cuts of the faces of the people who have betrayed me today. Ron Solo, Infinity Feast, Abraham Solomon, and I hang out the window, and whatever, and I jump, use my pathfinder as I jump, and for a second, I am up so high, it looks like I am blocking the sun, and I look down and I say, this is the death from above. And for some reasons that no one will ever be able to explain outside the show, I say Fridays at 9 o'clock. Come down.
Eastern time?
Yes. Fridays at 9 o'clock Eastern time.
what's up everybody? I'm here with Dinesh, the CEO and Chief Creative Officer of Valiant Comics, and we're here to talk to you about an awesome fan art contest we're doing for our show, Valiant Vanquished.
Valiant Vanquished is a live show on Hyper RPG, which is part of Valiant Digital. I'm a huge fan myself, and I'm excited to see what you guys are going to create.
The winner of the fan art contest is going to have their work printed in the back of a Valiant comic book, along with a brief editorial on your work, who you are, where people can find you. It's a really, really cool opportunity we're really excited to bring to you all.
Head over to Hyper RPG's website for official rules and breakdowns on the characters from the show.
But don't worry, it's super easy to enter. All you gotta do is upload your artwork to Instagram and or Twitter and use hashtag Vanquish, tag Valiant Comics and Hyper RPG. We'll pick some finalists and we'll be voting internally on our favorites, and Valiant staff will be voting on their favorites. We'll come together to vote in the chat room live for the official winner. This is such a cool thing. I wish you guys the best of luck. I've always wanted to be, like, have my art in a comic book. That's what when I was a kid, I dreamed of, but I'm not good enough.
No. Listen, as a CCO of Valiant, I can tell you right now, you are 100% not good enough. So please, someone out there, don't let us have to publish Zach right now.
Yeah, if I'm the only entry, I guess I win, right?
No, even then, we all lose.
Okay, all right, well, check it out. So that was pretty decent, right? So stick around. More fun stuff heading to you right now.
Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Good, great.
You know, that Lucas hello has become as iconic to me as when Alec Guinness goes, hello there.
Hello there.
It's that Lucas is hello. It's that iconic.
Hello.
Yeah.
So before we hop into trivia, we had an interesting tip just come in. I think we need to debate Claire 58 versus Pooch.
Very easy.
Oh,
It's very, very
that's an
simple.
easy one.
I'm going to break it down to you like this.
Yeah.
We see Alex Puccinelli. We don't see Claire 58.
I don't
Where
know.
you at, girl? European
Boom.
traveler, but you don't come to LA? What's up with that?
No, I have to say, we see Claire without fail almost every single week.
Who?
She participates in our conversation.
I don't even know who you're talking about right now, Erica.
How often does Pooch stop by in the chat?
He's all the time.
Join us on our show.
He's in my chat room every day, baby.
All the time in my heart.
I see Pooch every 2 days.
Every 2
You
days.
give him
I
a ride
really
on your
do.
bike, don't you?
Huh?
Claire 58, you need a ride on his bike.
Yeah, you need.
Then
Once
you'll
you
be-
come and take a ride on my motorcycle, then maybe.
I don't know.
After us,
I don't
after
know.
us, of
Pooch
course,
doesn't
after us.
tweet at me.
If this was like a good son scenario where I'm holding over a cliff in each hand, Alex Puccinelli or Claire 58,
Damn.
Wow.
He took it a step further than
Bye,
I did.
Claire.
Bye,
That's
Claire.
cold-blooded.
Oh.
Bye, Claire. You're
Man,
the
I don't know
Macaulay
if we should
Culkin,
do
and I'm going to
this.
hold on to my Elijah Wood. I'm going to keep him real safe and keep him real
I hope
tight.
Claire brought some chocolate, some Italian chocolates back for Hector, because
This feels weird when it's like our fans versus our friends.
I know.
We're kidding. Obviously, the answer is Claire 58.
I know.
She's the best.
Just kidding, Claire.
Pooch sucks.
Actually, I think I've known Claire longer than I've known Pooch.
Probably.
yeah,
Probably.
that's probably
Well,
true.
not
'cause
that I
Claire-
actually know Claire.
Claire's been around
but-
since like Superhero News days.
Yeah.
So
I just
that's
had
some
to.
history.
Yeah.
I just had to remind everybody that the movie The Good Son is a real movie.
What
and
is
it's
The
so
Good
great.
Son?
Oh, Erica, add it to your queue, Erica. It's hilarious. It's
All
so
right, guys,
great.
we did get a couple questions that came in.
Yay.
So
Cool.
thanks, chat room. Thanks for all your support. Thank you to, by the way, Drift Iceblood for your tip earlier. Dealt Fate for that tip. Thank you. And Deathmaster 436 for that big tip. Thank you guys so much for keeping this show alive. Here we go. Are you guys ready? Question
Yes.
number
Yeah.
one.
Hello.
All right. Yeah, hello. I'm going to read this question, and you can answer it, and you have about 4 seconds. And if you don't answer it, then no one gets the point. That's right, that nerd. All right. This film won the Razzie for Worst Picture in 2014 and starred Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, Emma Stone, Kate Winslet, Chloe Grace Moretz, Elizabeth Banks, Anna Faris, Chris Pratt, Gerard Butler, Uma Thurman, Kristen Bell, and many more.
Movie 48.
That is it. No, actually, that's incorrect.
Movie 48?
Movie
You
40.
have the wrong
Movie
s-
46. Movie 43.
That's correct.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
Oh, Hector gets the
What
point
was
on
that? What was that
What?
about?
I said 43.
Yeah, I
what-
was saying
did you
movie,
buzz
but
in?
give it to Adam. Give it to
Can we
Adam.
split the difference?
Did you buzz in, Adam?
Oh.
Neither did
Oh,
I.
you buzz in.
None of them. Movie
Whoa,
43.
whoa, whoa,
Oh,
wait.
Augustine gets the point.
Well, there you go.
Who gets
You
the
got
point,
it.
Lucas? Your call.
I forgot to go over the rules. You do have to hit the buzzer first.
All right. Okay,
Do we have
whatever.
to wait until the end of the question, or can we interrupt if we think we know it?
You can interrupt me now. I don't really care.
What a cast.
Whenever I'm going over 50 names, you can interrupt me.
Okay.
There's a point
Fair,
where I think it's Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
He explodes because he doesn't poop in front of Anna Faris.
What?
Gets hit by a car and then the car gets covered in shit.
What is
Yeah, I saw this
The
movie.
movie
It's
is
legit bad.
terrible.
And
But
also,
awesome.
never gonna see
either Chris Pratt or I think it was Anna Faris asked Chris Pratt to poop on her as like a sexual thing.
Yeah.
She was like, she set up a little thing. I think that's what happened. And
Yeah.
Wait,
How does this movie
Yeah.
even exist?
I
Watch
don't
it on
know.
Netflix. I saw it on
You guys
Netflix.
are making this up.
No,
Absolutely
it's a good
not.
You guys are making
Absolutely
this up.
not.
We could. We should. But
Yeah, it was
Wow.
bad.
Next question.
Okay, next one.
So
That one
who-
was from Megaloblazemon. This one also from Megaloblazemon.
who got the point? Nobody?
Augustine.
Yeah! Because
Fuck.
I buzzed in and said the
Alright,
correct
fine,
answer.
fine.
Yep. All right. In the extended cut of Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof, how many times is the word fuck used? The closest guess without going over gets the point.
67.
Okay.
80.
Buzz in. I want to hear the buzzer.
Oh, wait. 80.
Yeah? Okay.
115 times.
Okay. Adam?
24.
The answer was 148. That means Augustine gets the
2 points.
point number 2.
Fuck
2
me.
points.
Fucking
Fuck
good job,
me.
dude.
I was
Fucking
trying to
great
think.
job.
I don't
Clean
remember
sweep coming
how
in.
many times.
24
Wow.
for a Quentin Tarantino movie, Adam? That's low.
true.
Come on, guys.
24? I
It
could
could
fucking
be,
say
it could be
fucking-
one of those
fucking-
questions
Right,
where it's
you're
like
right.
the lowest F-bomb Quentin Tarantino
Yeah.
movie.
That's true.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jabberwocky. This was a real cool tip. I like this question. Whose son is Jake Busey playing in the new Predator movie? Who's that?
Adam.
Me. Wait, whose son is he playing? He's playing
Yeah.
Gary Busey's character's son.
Yes, that is correct.
Nice.
That makes
Good
sense.
job,
That
Adam.
makes a lot
Because
of
he's Gary
sense.
Busey's son in
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
So that's one for
In
Adam.
Predator, in case you didn't, I don't know if you said that or not.
All right, as of right now, this is our last question. If no other questions come in before I'm done with it, then this is it. Question for Hector, specifically, apparently.
All right.
What the
okay.
fuck?
That's fair,
Okay.
That's fair.
But if Hector doesn't get it, then we can get guesses.
If
from
it's
Okay.
a
somebody
Marvel or
else.
Star
Okay.
Trek question, no one else will probably.
Okay, go, Hector.
Can you name the season and episode title of the episode in Star Trek TNG where they have a trial about data being sentient, and how do you like the episode? I like
You
that
buzzed
that's part of
in.
the question.
The name of the episode is called Measure of a Man.
That is correct.
Wow.
What
The answer
season?
of how I like it
What
is I like
season?
it very much. It might be my favorite episode of Next Gen. And it's season, I'm going to fucking guess and say 4?
That's incorrect.
Damn it.
Dang.
Does anybody else have a guess?
I,
Yeah, you guys do.
how many points are we going to get if we...
Season 5, episode 3.
Incorrect. No, shut up. Nope, shut up.
I have no idea. I say you give it to Hector because he pulled that out of
He was
his
just
incredible
wanting
brain.
to know season and episode title. It was season 2.
Fuck. I didn't think they got their shit together that early, but good on them. Good on them. Damn. Season 2.
All right.
All right, we do have another question that just came in. Waiting for the answer. Thank you so much, It's Pandar, for that tip. I will go ahead and ask the question because maybe you guys know the answer. In the original Godzilla, what was the device that finally defeated Godzilla?
Oh my gosh.
The
What was
original
the device?
Godzilla.
Yes.
I should know
Oh,
this. I've
shit.
seen that.
What was the device that finally defeated Godzilla? Oh, I like this. He just sent me the answer. It's great. 5 seconds.
I feel like it's going to be a duh.
If anybody
If I
knows
hear
this,
it.
it's Erica. Because
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I saw it so long ago.
Fish. They poison fish.
Great guess. Not even weirder than what it is.
I wasn't going weird. Okay. Okay. Somebody
You'd
had a-
think that they would just
Poison
use this
bowls
first.
of ramen.
Incorrect.
Damn.
I saw a
know.
funny joke answer in the chat, and it was really funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people were saying.
What is it?
It's like one of those things where it's like when you have this, why don't you just use it immediately? The answer is oxygen destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
Oxygen
Oh,
destroyer.
how
So they
silly.
destroy
They
the
destroy-
oxygen
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
Why don't they just use that first?
Huh,
That's
interesting.
awesome.
Great. Wow. I do.
All right, so that's it, guys. I think Augustine won that.
Yeah.
Is that your first win?
That's his first. We're going to keep
Second
track of
win?
that.
I think my first win, yeah.
That's a good
Yeah, I
one,
think
man.
that's your
Congratulations,
Oh,
my
thanks,
friend.
guys.
All right, guys. Thanks for playing. Thanks for all your tips. Close it out, fellas.
Thank you guys very, very much. We'll be back next week talking about D23. talking about if there's any new Comic-Con tidbits that we want to talk about, and obviously any new trailers or movie news.
We'll probably talk about War for the Planet of the Apes.
Hell yeah!
yeah.
We can really quickly just say, for those of us who saw Spider-Man: Homecoming, I think we liked it. Also, go see Baby Driver.
Yeah.
I think we
I
liked
have
it.
thoughts about Baby Driver.
Baby Driver. I think we liked it. So go see Baby Driver. Go see Spider-Man: Homecomings, and then go see War for the Planet of the Apes. Go see that this weekend.
3
We'll talk about 'em.
really good movies.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed all of them.
And the Big Sick.
Have different thoughts about all of them, but we have a review on YouTube about Baby Driver.
Yeah.
There's a Spider-Man Homecoming
Just do me a favor,
review,
because this actually happened to me in real life. I looked up information on the Big Sick, and I swear to God, I accidentally typed the Big Dick, and then hit search in my phone.
Accidentally.
It was a total
Accidentally.
Isn't the S right next to the D? Am I stupid?
That's what
Is it
she
right?
said.
That's what
Is
she
it
said.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
It is right next to the D. It's so.
Yeah,
so
of
all
course.
I'm saying
Yeah, it
If
is.
you're looking for Showtime,
Was it a big D or a little D?
be careful. Just look up the Big Sick. Make sure that you hit an S. That's all I'm
Sure.
saying to you.
Were there
Cautionary
showtimes?
tale.
Were there showtimes locally?
Oh, yeah,
in
there
Los
were.
Angeles for the- Okay.
It's Pandora
Big
says
Dick.
autocorrect
Oh, yeah,
knows what
everywhere.
Hector wants.
Oh yeah. They're like, Hector, did you mean the Big Dick? I'm like, no, I did not.
You're like,
Not
oh.
right now. I'm looking for the Big Sick right now. I wanted to see that movie, and it was like I typed it, but because you go so fast, I was like, search. But right in between leaving
And pressing
the K and going
your brain
search, I'm
said,
like,
"No."
wait, that's a dick. Search. Oh no! But thankfully, I think like parental safe search was on, so like
Oh, okay.
nothing came up, and I was like, oh shit, and got out of that.
Parental settings?
I don't know.
You have parental settings.
Thank
on
God
your-
my dad did it,
on
because
your-
otherwise I would be seeing
Jesus,
some.
glad I put that parental lock
Oh, it
on
was
all
Lucas.
Xbox.
It was Lucas that put it
Yeah,
on.
thank you, Lucas.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank God you did it. Otherwise,
my
I'd be seeing
God.
some dirty stuff. So, so go see the Big Sick this weekend,
Big Sick,
and make sure your thumb hits an S and not the D.
Don't hit the
Unless you're
D.
into that.
Unless you're into that, and then you
Good
can
for
hit
you.
the D all
Yeah.
you want.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bum ba da bum bum ba dum bum ba da bum bum ba dum bum ba da bum bum ba dum bum ba da bum 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 ba da bum bum ba dum bum ba da bum bum ba dum bum ba da bum bum ba dum bum ba da bum